What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are your hosts, Chase and Myles, and we are at the Lucky Duck. Myles, who do we have on today?
The pandemic has caused supply chain issues around the globe, and with that, hiring issues. Right now, businesses are hiring like there's no tomorrow. Chase, where do they all go to find good, qualified applicants? Wrong. At the Lucky Duck, of course, because today we have one of the best recruiters on the planet. You all know her husband, Josh, from season 1. Back then, they had just gotten married. But let's rewind a bit. Maddie got her start in Arkansas. From there, she went on to go to the University of Arkansas. Since then, she moved to Colorado and has been recruiting some of the top talent in the state for a range of technical executive positions. Based on my analysis of her, she loves off-roading, exploring new places, and chilling at some local bars. Please welcome Maddie.
Hi, guys. That was a great introduction. I love that. Very informative.
Yeah.
Season
Cheers,
2
guys.
now, so.
Cheers.
Welcome, Maddie.
Thanks, guys, for asking me to join.
The nice sound of clinking glasses at the beginning of an episode. There's nothing better. Well, there is one thing better. Cracking a cold one open with the boys.
Yeah, that would sound very
one?
nice.
A cold one, yeah.
That's always good, too.
What are we drinking? Pretty strong
I have
cocktail.
no idea what this drink is. Maybe Maddie can tell us.
Oh,
It's your
okay.
favorite,
I get
right?
to, yeah, it's definitely up there. Chase has made a Sazerac for all of us to be sipping on. I'm gonna add a little short story about the Sazerac. For me,
Oh, yeah.
it is. I mentioned this already, but it's the drink that I had. The very first drink, or the very first time I had this drink, was when Josh and I first started dating. Like
70
official.
years ago.
Yeah, and he told me he loved me and everything.
Damn.
Wow.
Definitely
so soon?
thanks
Put out on the
to.
first date.
Jeez.
Definitely
on the
thanks
first
to
day,
the
he's like, I love
Saz.
you. Just want to tell, I just met you, but...
That's so cute.
And we've been talking for a little bit. But
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
There was drinking involved or not?
oh yeah, of course.
Sazerac drink.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so
cool.
what's new? What's happening?
Recently started a new recruiting job. When I first moved out to Colorado, I immediately found a recruiting job in life sciences. Loved it. But wanted to work from home after the pandemic. So my office doesn't do that. They really weren't flexible with that for me. So I wanted to find something that was. And I just started on Wednesday. So these last 3 days, I've been starting my new job. And it's been very simple to start out. But I think it's just because they're kind of playing catch up with me
Trying
and
to
stuff
get your
like that.
feet wet
But these
a
past
little
3
bit.
days have been very nice
Is it the
as far,
same
as, far as
industry?
your first day goes.
It's the same industry?
Yeah, it's more specific. Before it was just like anything life sciences, pharma, medical device, diagnostics. Now it's more focused on medical device, more like aesthetic medical device. So tattoo removal, wrinkle control.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Maybe like Botox or plastic surgery?
No,
stuff?
not anything
No?
like that.
Okay.
But they do they even have these machines that are for like toning your muscles and stuff like that.
Nice.
So like you sit down for 30 minutes with like this heating thing and it will burn the fat off your belly. And then if you want, you can take the next step and it will like twitch your muscles for like 45 minutes. And they said it's like equivalent to doing like 3,500 crunches.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
This
In
sounds-
45
This
minutes.
sounds a little pseudoscience.
Yeah,
So,
it sounds like
well, I've seen the results on the website, and like I said, I've only been there 3 days, so I don't really know that much. But it looks really cool, and the results are actually there.
It reminds me of that. You ever seen those like old timey machines where the lady would stand up and it's like this clamp thing around the waist and it just like moves the waist back and forth?
Yeah.
That's what
No, I know it does definitely sound like a gimmick, but I think you do also have to have some like underlining muscle for it to show
Yeah,
any
sure.
real results.
I feel like that's most of nutrition stuff.
Oh yeah, there's always like a
someone's
catch
always-
or something.
Yeah, they're coming up with something. It's like if you just do it a little different, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
1%
like
of the time.
that with a combination of like other diet stuff, I'm sure
Yeah.
works
Yeah.
just well. Yeah. That's cool.
There's probably cool ways to manipulate your body into doing something. Like if you did crunches, you're gonna lose weight, you're gonna build muscle there. So if you can stimulate those same muscles, maybe it does something. You know?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the results on their website, they literally will show a picture and there's like a little slide bar and you can slide over the image and it'll show you like in line the before and after.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it really looks pretty legit. But like I said, I feel like you need to already have like you've already needed to have some like abs under there. But you just had a little bit. They've been calling it the COVID-15 and things like that because gyms have been closed and people are just home on the day. Exactly, same here. But yeah, so I think it's mainly for people who've already done some beforehand. But it's nice. It's a nice idea.
Well, that's cool. If you meet anyone who is like top talent for that, let us know.
Yeah.
So we can get it in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll definitely let you know because I'm gonna hop on that first.
I was gonna ask you guys, have you been following this like crazy like disappearance case? I think her name's Gabby.
Yes, Gabby and Brian.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So,
have. It's
I
all
think-
over my For You page on TikTok.
Is it? Yeah. I've seen a couple of videos. Like, it's mostly just Janie showing me stuff like, hey, guess what? So apparently, like, they don't know where the guy is now.
Brian went missing now. He like ran away. He didn't go missing. That's what Gabby's parents have been like quoted saying. Like, Brian did not go missing. Gabby went missing. Brian is in hiding.
So my understanding is they like decided to go on like a road trip or something in a van, and then they were like going to all these different like national parks,
Like cross country.
and then he like came home to Florida, and she wasn't there with him, and he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know where she's at.
I don't even understand.
He even said that. He was just like, Gabby?
Yeah, Gabby.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
looked
people
over,
said they
and
were
she wasn't in-
engaged. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
they're
engaged.
Fiancés.
But
Yeah.
there was crazy stuff happening. Like they got the cops found them like on the side of the road or
Yeah,
something like that.
like-
there's a body cam
Right.
video.
Yeah.
And she was saying like that they were like fighting or something on the body cam footage apparently.
Just
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah. It was really weird. It was over like keeping the van clean from
Yeah.
what I saw.
And also
And she just panicked. She said she has like some mild OCD, so
Right.
she had a little bit of an episode over it, and that's what the cops I think ended up determining it as instead of like an abuse situation or domestic violence.
didn't they separate them for the night though?
I know that. I mean, from the video I saw, so I'm
That's
not like
what-
in it, but
yeah.
just from from what I saw, I think they told them to, but I don't know if they actually did.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, what more could the cops do at that point?
Yeah.
Like they didn't
Yeah.
do anything wrong.
Yeah, right. They didn't
Yeah,
break
no,
laws
you
or
don't know
anything.
what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
but it's
That's crazy.
just crazy how they don't, how there's like no way they can, or they could have brought him in.
Yeah.
They said that they
Right.
they
Can arrest
couldn't, or there wasn't a reason, and like people were asking about like Grand Theft Auto because that van is in Gabby's name.
Oh yeah.
But they were like, we're not pursuing that at this time. Like I watched a press conference on TikTok. So, but it was like of a press conference of like the, I don't know, chief of police on it or the head investigator. I don't know. But he was
guy.
pretty much, he like dismissed that question and pretty much just said, we're not pursuing it at this time. And one of the top comments on the TikTok was like, who does Brian know in the police?
Oh yeah.
Because it's just really weird that they're
Connected.
not pursuing
Yeah,
it.
it's so weird. I feel like whenever you listen to a murder podcast, there's always the one episode where it's like it was so clear like the cops should have done this
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever reason
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's just crazy that they're not doing more since it's got so much coverage.
Well,
Like
I heard
everybody knows about it.
I heard the FBI is now involved, which is like kind of crazy. Like, I feel like you get a lot of notoriety, and then the FBI get involved. They're like, well,
Yeah.
maybe we should look at this.
they take up the case.
CNN is talking about this, so maybe we should poke around.
That's scary stuff.
It
But then they're
feels
like, but it's on TikTok, so is it even-"
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying like TikTok's going to solve this crime before the
Yeah.
police do.
It feels like a true crime podcast happening in real time.
yeah.
You know,
Have you seen? It's a new HBO or Hulu series called Only Murders in the Apartment, or only. I can't remember the name of it, but I've been watching it. Season 1, it's got Selena Gomez.
yes, just started that.
And Steve Martin, and
Martin
Martin
Short.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that. They're doing like a true crime podcast in real time about something happening in their apartment. So
It's good so far. I've watched the first 2 episodes.
it's good. Yeah. I'm caught up.
It's already
really good.
like renewed for another season.
I'm not
apparently.
surprised.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a
Well,
great
you have
cast.
a cast like that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Steve Martin. I don't think has done a whole lot in recent. So it's kind
No.
of like refreshing to see him
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, no,
so.
I like it a lot. It's a great trio.
So what do you guys think happened? Do you think he like went too far, got angry, and like pushed her off a cliff? And
I
now he's got to like try to
Don't want
cover
to
it
say
up.
because it sounds so
No,
morbid and
gotta-
dark.
I need a hot take on this.
I think she is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he did something definitive. And That's why we haven't seen her, heard of her. TikTok's all over this. Somebody would have like posted even just like a little bit of a TikTok with her in the streets if she was just like walking around town somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe there's a possibility that she's doing this for notoriety, like to get famous?
I think people have said that.
That is such a weird way when TikTok is so easily available and everybody loves following those couples that do these, let's drop everything and live in a van and travel. I mean, if she wanted fame,
But
she
there's
could
a
have
lot of
easily
people
gotten it
doing
from
that.
that. Yeah, but it just takes one viral video and then everybody will
the
follow
vir-
your content and find it valid over somebody
Viral video
else's.
of you missing, right?
Well, okay, that's a good point. That's a
Yeah.
good point. It's just now she can't. If she wants to be famous, then she can't be with Brian. There's like no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's a
Right.
bad thing to speculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This girl could be dead or something. But
It's definitely insensitive,
Yeah.
but we have to
There's
lay out
that.
all the options. Oh, here's what I think, okay? And bear with me. They were going on this road trip, and they're in one of the national parks in their van. They're kind of like, off the side of the road, like gazing up at the stars, and a UFO shows up.
Oh, okay.
And they both get abducted. He gets brought back, but she's now with the alien still.
Gotcha.
So he has to like come back and explain either A, that she was abducted by an alien, which nobody's going to believe.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Or B, what he's doing now, which is like not saying a single
just like,
fucking
fuck
thing.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's actually a pretty interesting theory considering was it not like back in July when everybody was talking about like all these UFO, like the government was going to release all these like alien documents and stuff like that, right? And we got all
So
these
true.
like videos of like UFOs that everyone has seen all over the world. So maybe you're onto something.
People
Chase.
should believe in that.
And the reason why people are, whoa, why were they fighting? Like, explain that. I'd be fighting with you if I had to fucking live in a van for
Yeah, I think
3
that's
weeks.
it's fair for a couple to fight. And I don't, promote or allow domestic violence in any way, but girls will slap guys, they just do. And he shoved her and it turned into a scratch. So that's what it said in the
really?
when the police came. Like, yeah, she like had tried to slap him and he like saw it coming, so he kind of just like pushed her off so he wouldn't get slapped. And it ended up like the end of her nails caught his face, so it turned into like a little bit of scratch.
Oh, so he had scratch on his face.
Yeah, and then the police decided that wasn't like any sort of domestic issue. That was a reaction to like a mental health issue.
And she like confirmed that. She was like, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, I guess.
Interesting.
Or she told her story and then they said that's what happened.
Someone did pick him up hitchhiking. So the whole
That's right.
thing
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh my god,
So what
I
is
saw
that
that girl's
about?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Saw
So
TikTok.
what exactly happened there?
So he was just like on the side of the road, I don't know, looking for a ride. These people picked him up, and it was in I think it was in
Yeah, they were
Teton?
trying to go to Jackson or something.
Yeah, so I think he was in the Grand Tetons, either in National Park or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And these people picked him up, and he's like, I gotta go to Jackson Hole in Wyoming, which is like, it's like the resort town, just south of the Tetons. And so at some point he got like freaked out after they said something. And
Yeah, it was either like he said I need to go to Jackson or Jackson Hole, and then they were like, great, we're heading that way. And then as I got closer, she said we're close to. I can't remember what the confusion was, but she ended up saying that a lot of people refer to Jackson and Jackson Hole as just Jackson.
Right.
And when she like specified that it was either Jackson or Jackson Hole, that's when he freaked out and was like, get me out of the car, I'll just hitchhike with somebody else.
And the fiance wasn't with him at the time.
He said that she was back at the van.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
Yes,
Weird.
super weird.
Yeah.
Or they went on a hike, something happened.
Yeah, maybe he
Coming
didn't
back.
do anything, but maybe something just happened and he doesn't like know how to even.
I wonder how far away that is how much room or distance between him and the van had made.
Yeah.
So
where
they
he
said he
needed to
was at
hitchhike.
Coulter Bay, I think it's called.
Yeah. She like showed a map in a later.
Are we gonna solve this right now? I was
Solving
like,
it. So something interesting that someone brought up, this is crazy, like for people to think about this, because I don't even know if investigators might even think about something like this. Somebody found her All Trails account,
oh, true.
which I guess
Right.
you can make it public.
Yeah, no, I
or
don't
it's
think
public
anyone
by
would really
default,
think about that.
right?
Like,
So
that's
they,
crazy.
So they found all the hikes she had saved and all the different parks and stuff. And I don't know if she had recorded them and people could see the recordings, but she was looking through that, and it's just crazy what people are thinking of.
Internet sleuths like definitely lend their skills to investigate. It feels like detectives on this case won't have to really lift a finger. They just go to
Well,
TikTok.
help and hurt. They could also like start this whole like
Well,
theory that's not even the case, or conspiracy theory. Or something
Yeah, that's
like
true.
that.
Yeah, don't lean too much into it.
that's like the was it the January 6th thing?
Oh yeah.
I guess like a lot of people online have been finding who the people are based on their pictures and then sending it to the police and like, look, this person was here or something.
Right. People ratting other people out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like he was 40 miles away from where he said he was.
God damn, that's a bit of a hike.
That's
Yeah.
walking. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
days.
really
Kicked
far.
him out. He was like, "You're fucking walking, bitch."
Right.
Oh yeah, another thing that girl said in the TikTok is that he only had a backpack with him, and that he said in a tarp, and that he said he had been camping along. What did you say it was?
Backpacking? Coulter Bay?
Coulter Bay. Like he was, camping along that. And she was like, that's super weird because if you're going to be camping that far out and hiking and stuff, you'd think you'd want water and food and like more than a tarp.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So weird. I wonder the amount of dudes that have done something like this and have acted this suspicious, like the percentage of them that are guilty, like
Yeah, right.
and acting this way. It's like, well, you're guilty just
Yeah.
right off the bat.
It reminds me when Sarah and I, when we went to South Africa, we were hiking this mountain called Lion's Head, I think it's called, and it's pretty steep at the top. And I had made a joke about something, like we were joking around. I was like, "Oh, I'll push you off," or something, like that sounds horrible, but it was purely a joke. And I had been recording at the time, and I was like, "Shit,
Yeah.
if she slips or something and falls."
Damn.
I just said that on
yeah, I
on
mean,
video.
they look at the partner like first, if anything, especially if they were there. So,
It
Yeah.
makes sense.
but I mean, if that had happened, if she had slipped, God forbid,
Yeah.
you would have called for help. You wouldn't have just gone home and
That's
said,
true.
"Hey, mom, dad, miss
Yeah.
me?" Like,
Yeah, you got to
Right.
think about like what goes through your head when something like that happens. Like obviously you're suspect number one, no matter what happens. She disappears, whether it's your fault or not. You now have to like prove that you're not guilty.
yeah, and even if you call for help, you
Yeah,
still have to do that.
Exactly. Which I think obviously the right thing to do is be honest and just be like, this is what happened. And if they like fuck you in the end and you go to jail, then
That sucks.
That's
That's not
just
fair.
not fair.
I
Yeah,
think the alternative just makes you look more guilty.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
you'll probably get more time for a crime you didn't commit. So.
I mean, the thing I first thought happened was they had gone out into some desert area or kind of remote area. He got pissed at her and just left. Was like, I'm going home, and then just literally left, committed to it.
Yeah.
Went all the way to Florida, right?
Yeah,
Florida?
somewhere in Florida.
Yeah. And it was just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Not gonna tell anyone where you are, which
That-
to me
yeah.
could be manslaughter if she died, right?
Yeah.
If you just left someone out in a remote area,
For
right,
sure.
Right.
or
Yeah.
even
But
potentially
see,
homicide.
it would have to be in like a rural area where she couldn't find anyone else to help her or give her like water.
At least
Because
domestic
that's what I
abuse.
mean. Like somebody would have posted a video of her if they had seen her. And
If he was
somewhere
smart,
else.
what he should have done is just ditched the van and then fucking hitchhiked back and then been like, yeah, she took off of the van, left me somewhere, and I just trekked back home.
Yeah, I mean that opens up a whole new like question of like, if he did it, then why did he bring back the van? Like,
Exactly.
What was that for?
Why do you have the van, bro? You're sus.
So
sus.
Sus as fuck. So do you listen to like true crime podcasts or anything like that?
I did for a while, mainly just My Favorite Murder. Yeah, My Favorite Murderer. But I listen to him too much, and I'm constantly sketched out. Like, before I had my work from home job, my office, I had to drive into downtown Denver, and it was in a parking garage that I had to go into. And then my apartment is a parking garage. So I just would be constantly going from one parking garage to the other, and they're fine, whatever. But when you listen to one too many true crime podcasts, you're suddenly like, I'm going to get taken.
Yeah, you're looking
Or-
over your shoulder.
I would just
constantly.
hear about like how these like women, if they like escaped or men, whatever, if they escaped, it always seemed to be like in the dead of winter, in the middle of the night when they would escape, and they'd have like next to nothing on, and so they're just like running through the woods and trying to find like somebody. And it's cold here, and I'm bundled up all the time, and I just sometimes will imagine like, could I do it? No, I don't think I could.
I couldn't
So I
use
had
my
to
couch.
I had to cut it out. I had to stop. just because it was messing with my head a little bit too much.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you start. Yeah, you definitely start looking at the world a little differently.
Well, you just think everybody's getting kidnapped or murdered
Yeah.
suddenly because you're just constantly hearing about kidnapped and
There
murders.
are a lot of cases.
There are a lot of cases.
Crazy how many murders.
So you
and
just suddenly think,
psychopaths there are.
how are you getting through life without having this happen to you? So
Right.
It's
at least
like
that's just me.
how like I wonder that if the same happens to like investigative detectives or like police officers when all they see and that like that's their day job is just like murder, manslaughter, kidnapping. It's like your view on the world becomes like tinted.
Yeah.
And and when you have kids, I'm sure it like trickles down onto them. They're like, you can't go
Oh
here.
my gosh,
You're not
yeah.
going here. There's no way you're going there without me or whatever. And then like
Yeah, no, I'm still like over like sensitive about stuff like that. I think maybe from the the podcast listening because like even the other day, Josh went and took some trash out, and the trash is far in our apartment. We have to walk like all the way through the building to find the trash chute on our floor, and he was gone a little bit like a second too long in my opinion, and then our dog, one of them, was standing at the front door just like waiting for Josh to get back, and he started to whine a little bit. So in my head I just immediately go to worst case scenario and I grabbed the keys to the apartment so I could like go find him in case he just like got
Fell
locked
down.
out somehow.
Fell
Not
down the
even
trash chute.
or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, and then as soon as I opened the door and went out there to find him, he like came down the hallway. He like turned
are
the
you
corner
doing?
and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I was coming to get you." I was like, "I didn't know where you were."
That's pretty funny. Actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I can't even imagine like kid level like stress.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, yeah.
Well, it's like in I feel like every movie or show where there's a detective, they're always messed up, right?
Oh,
They
yeah.
always portray
Oh, yeah.
them as,
They're
like, messed
alcoholics.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Family, they're divorced. Kids hate them.
Yeah, I can't remember the movie Josh and I just watched about like two little girls gone missing. It's kind of old, but it's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
Oh.
Are you talking about Nightcrawler? No.
Josh over
He's
there.
trying to mouth
What is
it.
it? You can just say it.
Prisoners.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Is that
So
with
we just
Hugh
watched that.
Jackman in it? Is it Hugh Jackman in that one?
I don't. I know Jake
Yeah, okay.
Gyllenhaal.
All right.
Okay.
Guest star Josh over here.
We have a live
That's a good.
studio
That's actually a
audience.
good one.
But yeah, he's
That's a
like
good one.
super messed up.
Yep. Yeah, he has all these like freaking issues. It's
Yeah, he
interesting.
like I think he starts to like abuse the kidnapper. It's like,
Oh yeah, he
starts punching him and then like torturing him.
that guy did act sus, like the way he.
Oh, well, I mean,
he
he
was
was-
all kinds of weird.
He was kind of part of it, but it was really his mom or
Yeah.
his grandma or something like that. It was just a crazy
Yeah, what
twist.
a weirdo. That guy, I think
Spoiler alert.
I think the guy that plays the one that gets held captive by Hugh Jackman. I think he's in The Dark Knight, and he plays somebody that impersonates the Joker, and they end up like they capture him and thinking he's the Joker, and he's not. I don't know. Fun fact.
Nice.
So I was having a date night yesterday with the boo, and we were getting ready to leave. We were like downtownish, and we needed water for the ride home, and so we
Why
stopped.
did you need water?
What's that?
It's a long drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know. Well, you dehydrated. You had a couple,
Yeah,
and you just need to parch your mouth. Wow, why you gotta ask me about the water
Dude, I
situation?
gotta make it interesting.
Yeah. So we walk. There's like a bodega or like a 7-Eleven right across the street from where we were, and so we're like, oh, let's just go there. So we walk in. It's like kind of a sketchy 7-Eleven. We grab some water. We go up to the front, and the weirdest thing. So we pay for the stuff, and this guy's like, "Hey, you want this chip thing?" And I'm like, "What?" And it's like, those like chip challenge, like the spicy chip challenge you see online, where it's like if it's like it's like a Carolina Reaper, like scorpion pepper,
I
like
have
chip.
not heard of
seen it?
this. No, I've seen the hot chocolate.
No, so
But I haven't heard
people
of
are
this
doing
chip.
this thing where it's like this supercharged spicy chip, and you just get one of them in the package, and it's supposed to be unbearably hot.
Did you get it? Did you take it?
I did get it. It's sitting behind the bar, so I want to say
steal it from
anybody
this guy?
who's brave enough
No, you should
to
do it right
that
now.
on air. I'm not doing it right now. I might fucking kill myself. Even has like warnings on it. It's like,
Well,
do
I
not
can't
take
even handle
if
like
you-
pepper.
I know.
As far as like spice goes, that's enough for me. So there's no way.
Pepper?
Yeah,
Just regular
like pepper
Oh,
on
wow.
like salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as much kick as I can take.
It was just so random that he was like, "You want one?" And I was like, I guess.
He was giving it to you for free?
No. He
Oh.
was just like upselling, I guess.
Maybe
So
he's
the
getting a
cashier?
bonus.
Yeah. He had like a whole bin of them. And I
Maybe
was
there's like a bonus thing for him. He's
sure.
gonna.
I guess he's like, if
get
I
a-
sell at least 5 of these tonight, I get 20%.
I can go home.
Yeah.
Maybe he bought them. He brings them to work. How much was it?
It was like $5.99.
Oh no.
It wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Was he
For
expecting
one
15?
chip
For
and
one
a
chip.
horrible experience.
Yeah.
It's the
$5.99.
one
You're
chip
asking me to pay?
challenge.
I know.
You
I
can
don't think
get
so.
viral on TikTok, bro.
There's so many of those videos now. It's like we're
Anything.
beyond that.
See,
But-
okay.
so
Going
what-
back to Gabby, she could have had a chip to go viral on TikTok.
That's true.
If that was the reason.
Dude, you don't need to just disappear. You can just do chip challenges.
There's plenty of other options.
So so you're putting out a challenge.
I'm putting out a challenge to anybody who wants to come on the podcast and eat it with a nice cocktail. Hit us up.
I think someone in our audience.
I know.
may
I
want to
saw a
do it.
hand raised in the back.
Josh wants to try it.
Josh,
Josh
season
eats
2?
spicy food.
All right.
Have you ever done one of those chips?
Have you even heard of these?
Yeah, he's seen the videos.
He
yeah.
said he's eating Doritos. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
it's pretty good. It's like,
He's had a
it's like
Dorito?
similar. It's
Oh,
pretty
is that your
similar.
qualification?
He's like, I've had the spicy Doritos.
Oh, the Flamin' Hot ones? The Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
You know who else would be good
Ah,
for that?
Yeah.
There you
You
go.
have to mention it 5 times.
Jesus Christ. Russell could potentially do
Yeah, I
that.
think he would be up for the challenge.
So
yeah.
maybe Josh and Russell will have to face off.
Oh shit.
That would be really fun. He would turn so red.
So
Oh.
so I'm like, yeah, give me the chip. That's fine. And then some commotion starts happening outside, and like the cashier kind of turns and starts yelling at the door, and all of a sudden I'm paying for the water and the chip, and this like weird like smell starts to like permeate like the whole store. And then I get my throat kind of gets like scratchy, and like my nose kind of starts to get like a little like watery. And we walk out, and apparently right outside somebody pepper sprayed a homeless dude. And the pepper spray, like, I guess
It
when you
affected
miss,
you.
it gets in the air.
Maybe he used
Oh
a
my
bear
gosh.
spray.
What's that?
Maybe he used bear spray.
Bear spray, like bear
Just
mace.
exploded everywhere.
Yeah. And so we walk out, and
crazy.
Janie's like, she's like coughing, and she's like, what the fuck is that? And like this girl who was also in the store is like hacking, and we're all spilling out into the street, and there's this homeless dude like screaming in the corner with his pants down.
Oh.
And then there's this other dude walking the other way, like looking around for the guy and he's like, you fucking bitch, you, like, how dare you not throw up your fists and just fucking mace us, you asshole. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? We're like, we need to get out of here.
I honestly thought the story was going to end with the
Chip.
the chip.
No,
but
it
this
keeps
is
getting
quite
better.
the experience.
So we're like across the street now, because we were like, get the fuck out of there. And they're still screaming and yelling, and like they're call an ambulance. And, like this guy is like pulling up we saw his bare ass. I'm like, oh wow. This is don't go to, so the moral of the story, or the point of the story, is don't trust the bodegas in Denver, because crazy shit goes
At
down.
dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after
You
night.
might
Yeah.
try to.
Yeah.
You might be fucked by a homeless person.
That's really
you
funny.
might get sprayed by some bear mace. Yeah.
When my mom came to visit me a while back, I picked her up from the airport. It was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So I think it was in November, so it was dark out by that point. And I needed gas, not like terribly, but I was like, oh, let me just stop into this gas station really quick. And she was like, do we have to get it at night? And I was like, no, I guess not. And so I like went home. But that's really funny, because that's like a good point. I'm kind of, I think about that a lot, because I think that was a really good call to
Yeah.
not stay and get gas. I don't know.
Why are gas stations so sketchy? Even during the day, sometimes.
I think it's just because it's allowed.
I think it just it's like the availability of, you can get drugs there, like alcohol, tobacco.
But like the guy behind the desk at the gas station doesn't ever care, or the girl behind the desk at the gas station doesn't ever seem to care.
no.
Whereas like if we went to a restaurant and behaved that way, they would all come out and be like, you gotta go, and call the police for like loitering or something like that. I don't know if it's like allowed at gas stations or they just allow it. But
more
it's
that.
mainly, I think it's just because it's
Can't
allowed.
put up
And
with it. Like if you
Yeah.
call the police, they're gonna come one time, and then the next time they're
well,
like,
yeah. And I just imagine at a point it's not even worth it.
Well, if you got to think about like the homeless situation. If you're homeless, and for instance you're in Denver, like the available resources around you become very like slim. So if you get like a couple bucks and you're homeless, you need like food and water. Like the best place to go would be like a 7-Eleven or a bodega, right?
Yeah, and you're
So,
probably
like,
just gonna chill there.
So you don't have to walk through
naturally you
Walmart
just
all
kind
nasty.
of there's not like a Walmart in the big city, you know. Like,
That's true.
so you have to like kind of congregate around these like resources,
Yeah.
and that just generally makes them more dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah, and then
That's my take.
they're walking all day, I would imagine. So they just end up chilling
They'd be
at the gas station after a long hike.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know.
Getting their
Some,
Four Locos.
yeah.
And a lot of people filter in, you know, it's a guaranteed spot where you're going to see hundreds of different people a day. Whereas even at a street light, a lot of people take the same route to and from. So you're going to see the same
Yep.
options there as far as help
Yeah,
goes.
they definitely look like dudes. The guys that got maced, they look like they kind of hung out in that area. Probably, yeah. That was their like
I wonder
go-to spot.
what happened to provoke him to mace a homeless
I
guy.
don't know. I think it was either somebody who like thought they were threatened and immediately was just like resorted to bear spray or
Yeah.
like, pepper spray, or B, like another homeless dude was like getting some revenge on this other homeless
True
dude.
that.
I would wonder where he got the
Homeless
pepper
wars.
spray.
You guys don't understand. It's not reported on, but the homeless wars in the big cities out of
They're
control.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
Turf
Yeah, they're in
wars.
gangs and
This is
shit.
my turf. This is my 7-Eleven, dude.
Did you hear any ones just yelling out, "World Star"?
Yeah,
You're like,
it
where?
was kind of perfect. Yeah.
No, that's
So,
crazy that it even like affected you. Whoever
Yeah,
sprayed the pepper
it's weird.
spray must have ran because they would have also been almost just as affected.
I didn't think that it was that potent. That I was in the store and it happened right outside of the store. That it would just.
I know
seep
if you
in
spray
like
it,
that.
it's probably gonna get you too.
Yeah, I
But
think there's
not
a-
as bad.
Mm-mm.
So
It-
how the frick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird because you see those videos of the controlled use of it where someone's training, so they need to see what it's like. They'll spray it in their eyes,
Yeah.
and everyone around them is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of weird.
That's true.
So maybe
Maybe
it
they're
wasn't
wearing
special.
something and we just don't even notice in the video because we're so focused on the guy getting sprayed in the eye.
Could be.
Because they usually like in like the police like training or military training or something like that, they'll like spray him in the eye and then they have to do like obstacle courses and fight somebody and
Sounds fun.
it sounds horrible.
unnecessary. Like, okay, we're gonna.
I think it, yeah, I don't know if it's just like a hazing thing or if there's some
Sounds like it.
validity to it.
Like, and we know you've completed this course in the last week 5 different times. Now, can you do it while being sprayed by mace?
They don't even have to fight that hard. It's really funny. They're just like,
His
Like,
will
how
keep
often
coming
does
back.
this happen that it's in the training? Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
enough to where I see
shit.
it on my social media.
You know
a
what they
lot.
should do? They should shoot you instead. Like,
Oh.
you have to do the course with a gunshot wound.
oh, that's even more
right?
extreme. Yeah,
I feel like that happens
even
more
more
times
extreme.
than getting pepper
that's
sprayed.
true. Yeah,
I've low key, I don't know if I should say this, but I was going to say I low key always wanted to experience a gunshot wound.
really?
Yeah, I'm just interested in what that feels like. Or even a stab.
A
I
stab?
just don't get
quick
like
stab?
that seems like I can't even take a paper cut.
Mm.
So I don't, movies obviously are not accurate, but it's the best I got. So they
definitely
make it
makes
look
you-
like you can, if you're shot in like not a horrible spot or stabbed, that you can somehow talk
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or even walk.
Yeah.
And I like I said, a paper cut will have me out for the
It definitely makes you
afternoon.
seem more hard. Where if you were gonna choose where you want to get shot just for testes, where would you
Well, I would
choose?
want to verify that it was a safe enough spot that I could live through it.
Yep.
But I'm really thinking somewhere in the abdomen
Just
area.
live through it.
Nah, I don't know about
I know.
that.
I don't think that's I don't think there's a
lot of
spot.
vital organs down there.
So
I
the
feel
only
like my ass
Just
cheek.
actually-
I think
Gastric?
arm
Yeah. Just
would
fat.
also
like some flesh, maybe like through the bicep or something.
also. Although I've seen a Grey's Anatomy episode where a guy gets shot in the arm as like a initiation thing just for funsies, and he ends up dying from it because he has a
goddamn.
tattoo that was infected on his leg, and like he was.
Oh.
So it was like a combination of things, but it was because he got shot in the arm that it really escalated.
Damn.
So just make sure you're fully healthy before
Yeah.
you sign up for something
That's
like
true.
that.
That's true. That's true. Before you sign up to get shot on purpose, make sure you have no pre-existing medical conditions.
Exactly.
Please don't be pregnant.
We're not liable.
Yeah, I think I might want to get shot like through the collar, like right through the collarbone, just in and out.
Oh, a bone though, like actually in the bone, or just
in
like
between
somehow
the,
missing
in
all
between
of
the
that.
bones. Yeah, just
Oh,
like
so,
right
like-
in and out.
Right against.
It had to go through your shoulder
against
blade.
your skin.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
from further back. Like right up
Oh no,
against
you got.
it.
I wonder what's better, point blank or a little bit further
Well,
back.
I feel like
got-
point blank would be quicker, right? And it'll definitely tear through.
You
Well,
would
that's
think
the
that.
thing. Tear
You would
through. I
think
would
that.
imagine if you're doing it point blank, there's going to be a lot more energy in the initial burst,
So
so
it-
it just kind of
it'll
blows out your
shatter.
arm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also in Grey's Anatomy, they've talked about gunshot wounds. Like they'll go in you, and then they'll like ping pong through your body and land somewhere completely else. So it's also like there's no sure thing.
Yeah.
You could pick the safe spot, but
When
you never
bullets
know.
hit any kind of like resistance, typically they like start to like either like shatter
yeah,
or like
rip apart from the middle.
yeah, they like change, obviously change velocity, but in direction too. I think.
If you had a metal plate in your body and you didn't realize it,
Ting.
just smacked
What?
it. Stayed
You're
dead.
And then you suddenly think like you're a part of the Avengers, but it's really just like the metal plate.
Yeah, you go jump off a building and like, I'm alive.
But then you're not.
Yeah.
Because it was just the metal
It
plate.
is crazy.
Spider-Man.
I mean, the fact that you want to get shot just for testing it out seems
Have you guys
crazy
ever
enough.
seen a gunshot wound like in the body? Mm-mm. So it's like
Miles has.
it's weird because you'll look at that. Like if you got shot in the abdomen, for instance, it's likely that it'll go completely through you.
Yeah, I feel like there's like just a lot more fat there than in your shoulder.
Right.
Okay.
So the entry point and the exit point will be pretty small. Like it'll be kind of like a slit in your body. And then the inside is like torn apart because when the bullet goes into your body, all of the energy from the bullet basically acts like a train, like going into a tunnel or something. It just, it explodes inside of your body basically.
But then,
and then it
comes
out.
back together just to come out. Awesome.
It's like one of those Mythbusters episodes. They do a lot of that where they shoot into silicone or like
Yeah.
gel, and you see it
Yeah.
like in the slow mo, it like expands and
Yeah.
then like starts back.
I always think about when it comes to Mythbusters, forever ago, like when I was probably in middle school, I remember seeing this one where they did like a silicone body or something to act as a human body, and they did the Superman test where if a bomb was thrown and Superman, he's like covers his whole body. I think it's Superman, or Captain America, I don't know. But they cover their whole body with the bomb and it explodes and it saves everybody around them.
Oh right, yeah.
And so they tested that theory by like trying to come up with a similar to a human body, and they put it on top of the bomb. Does not work.
does not work.
It just blows
False.
into
It just
pieces.
blows everybody up
Yeah,
and
everybody's
really
done.
affects the guy trying.
Makes
Yeah,
it worse.
there's like a lot of war movies, and I'm sure this happens in real life, in real war situations. But when they throw a grenade down, and it's like common for like one of the guys to sacrifice themselves and jump onto the grenade.
Yeah, so it may have even been like based off of that.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm pretty sure it
wonder if
wasn't.
that
I'm
actually
pretty
happened.
sure it was busted.
Yeah, it's busted.
But like I said, I was in middle school, so I could just
How-
be misremembered.
How many of those were like proven? They're like, yeah, it's true. What do they call it? It was like, it was either busted or what was the other one?
Confirmed?
Confirmed. Maybe that was one. I wonder how many, like, what percentage of the myths on that show through the length of the show
Are
were
they
like
still
confirmed
like
or-
making new episodes?
I don't think they
That's still a
are.
thing?
Do you know?
They should. I
Didn't
feel like
they-
that's
weren't
one
they
thing
gonna
that could
come back?
honestly go on for
It
the
could
end of
go
time.
on, yeah.
I thought they stopped and then they were going to make more. Maybe not.
It's a very cool.
I feel like was
It's
that
a wholesome
Discovery?
It's a
show.
very underrated show. I feel like
is.
like if it came out now, it would get so much hype. I think.
Is that Discovery?
I think it is
You know,
Discovery.
now they have their streaming, like
Discovery Plus, yeah.
So maybe they'll bring it back if they haven't already.
They're trying. The big draw to that platform is 90 Day Fiance. That's like the main reason why people get that.
That's on
That's the only
Discovery.
reason why we Discovery Plus.
That's crazy.
Because I think Discovery owns like TLC, Bravo, like some of the other like kind of similar channels.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, then Discovery Plus may be worth subscribing to if it's got Bravo.
You know, if you
Yeah,
get
that's true.
Verizon, I think you get like 6 months free.
Of Discovery
You get
Plus.
a year free of Disney Plus with
Oh
Verizon.
shit!
Yeah, I think you can actually get Disney. Some of the plans just include it now.
Oh,
They just
I'm
get it.
sure. I mean, they should be considering if a new Disney movie comes out, like any Avengers movie lately, it's cost $30, even though you pay already
Right.
for your
Unless
subscription.
you wait, you have to like wait it out. Like Cruella.
You can wait it out, yeah, for sure. Like Cruella did that.
Yep.
Black Widow did that.
Right.
10 Rings. I
Yeah,
can't
I just
remember
saw
the full
that.
name.
The 10. The,
Yeah, super
it's
good.
Pretty, it's pretty good.
You
I
know,
liked it.
I liked
yeah.
it a lot.
Netflix is now doing movies that are going into the movie theater.
Oh,
and
really?
going on Netflix. I don't know if you had to pay
Kind of like
extra for them.
HBO is doing.
I
Yes.
feel like it's super worth paying for it. Paying like the $30 to see. Well, I wouldn't pay for it if I knew wait a month and you can watch it for free. But if that's how it's going to be, like you have to buy the movie or whatever. But you get to watch it however many times you want after that. So whereas if you go to the theater and pay like a cheaper price, well, you'll have to go back to the theater if you want to see it, or pay the $30 to see it again.
So you're basically buying a copy of it?
Yeah.
A digital copy?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
when
thought
you
it
pay
was
the
a rental.
$30, you
like
get to watch
access.
it over and over if you want.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
pretty cool.
think.
So-
Yeah, one of my friends was telling me his brother did that for one movie, and he's like, and then he got a text from his brother saying like, "Hey, I just like bought the premiere access. If you want to watch this movie, you can on my account because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
free now."
Yeah.
You know what? Who's doing the same way that I really like is HBO. They have all their like I think *Malignant*, which is now in theaters, is on HBO. You can watch it. The new Clint Eastwood Cry Macho
Oh, okay.
movie. The Matrix that's going to come out in December is going to be on HBO Max. Like as soon
Okay.
as it goes out, the Dune movie. It sounds
Oh,
like an
really?
ad for
Dune's going to be on
HBO.
there? And you
Yeah.
know we're going to go see Dune.
Yeah.
Josh has already mentioned like several times
Yeah, Dune
about
looks
wanting to see
really
it.
good.
It's apparently really good, and it's already gotten really good like reviews.
I
and
like
stuff.
the one guy that's in it, Oscar Isaac. I really like that dude.
I only know about Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet
Okay. Well,
because those are the only two I noticed in the trailer.
yeah, that's true. It looks good. I mean, I have tried to watch the original movie. It's very slow. It's kind of like, but it's good. Like, and I've heard the novel it's based off of is obviously.
Is it like
better,
a series? The novel?
but,
Like is Dune like the
good
first
question.
of some?
There's two. There's two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We have our own fact checker.
Nerd on standby.
Yes, yes, yes.
I finally found the answer
To what? Which one?
to the
Mythbusters?
age-old question of how many myths did they bust. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, lay it on us.
So this is from 2020.
Okay, so it's recent-ish.
So they performed 900 experiments for 960 myths, I think it was.
Oh
They
my
should have
God.
hit 1,000 before stopping
I
if
know.
you're that close.
Come on. What
Right.
are you
That's
doing?
kind of lame.
So I don't think they have the total throughout all the seasons, but this says at least for up to the 833rd
Yeah.
experiment or myth that they did, they busted 461 of them and confirmed 194.
Oh, and then the other word they couldn't either confirm or deny.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Or-
sure they have plenty of myths that are kind of like,
Yeah.
I think
Hit or
this
miss.
was just up to 833, and then the one like that's when they made that stat.
Oh, okay.
This
so
article's posting
we're all a bunch of liars.
So 1 to 4, you'd say.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
I
There's so
guess
many
so.
myths out there.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's a lot of
Alright.
I
myths.
also remember one about running in the rain versus walking in the rain. If like running in the rain will actually keep you from getting as wet versus walking in the rain.
Oh, true.
And the way they did it was they wore like this rain jacket and they were just like being very careful and weighing him after because it was catching like some rain like in the wrinkles of the jacket would like create like a little puddle of rain and stuff. So they weighed him after he walked and after he ran. And from what I think I remember that it was all the same, more or less.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get just as
That's
wet
so
because
weird.
when you're running, you're hitting more. Because like when
Yeah.
you're in a car going fast, even if it's just drizzling, it sounds like it's coming down somewhat hard.
Yeah.
But then when you stop your car, it suddenly is just like not even that intense.
I guess like, yeah.
So it's
That
kind
is-
of
I
like
mean, that makes
going
sense
off
to
of
me.
that.
It's constant rain coming down. It's not like some rain comes down, then there's a period where it's not,
Yeah.
where you might not get wet. You know,
Yeah.
it's like constantly rain.
Yeah.
I heard the guy, the main guy, Jamie, I think it is. One of the guys. He like worked on Star Wars. Like he was one of the special effects
Oh, I
guys for Star
totally
Wars.
would believe that.
Yeah.
The stuff they
Super
do,
smart.
they obviously are like engineer
Yeah.
minded.
You've got to be like hella smart to pull off all
Yeah.
that stuff.
But that one dude looks like a walrus, right?
Yeah, this
for
mustache.
sure.
And he
Yeah,
always
yeah.
wears
I know
that
exactly what you're talking
Macy's
about.
hat. He always wears that hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they knew that.
Good
Like, I think
guys.
they played on that.
Good guys.
Solid, wholesome dudes.
Yeah, they're wholesome, just comforting. You know,
We're gonna find out that the show.
they
ended
seemed
'cause
like
it got
really
canceled.
interested in it.
R.I.P. that one guy. Because they had the
That
two
one
main
guy.
dudes, and then they had like the 3 other like side
The woman
people.
and the 2 other dudes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So one of the
The
2
three
other
side.
dudes, he ended up passing away.
That's right.
Right, remember that?
no.
Yeah.
I don't know
He was
if I've
kinda,
even
He was
heard
kind of
about
young
this.
too. It was kind of like a tragic story that
Yeah.
Right.
he'd passed away, and I don't know. It's yeah, I think
Was that this one?
yeah, that guy. What's his name?
Grant Amahara.
Oh yeah, Grant. Yeah.
Oh, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away
shoot.
recently.
Was it COVID?
I hope not. That would be a shame.
It's just
He
the
seemed
timing.
like a healthy dude.
Anyone who dies in 2020, you're gonna
Yeah,
ask.
you-
Like,
You gotta
I
ask.
know.
you don't have to ask, I guess.
I think it was like 1 in 600 Americans have died from it or something like that, and it's kind of a lot.
1 in 600.
Yeah, within 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a lot within 2. So you kind of do. I mean,
I
you don't
mean,
have to ask,
well,
but
it's just like
there's a big chance
of all the years, to pass away.
That's right.
2020, like, whoa.
2020 is a bitch.
That's obviously going to be on my mind. Like, it was a COVID related.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Because, you instantly have to ask that.
Yeah.
Like 5 years from now or 10 years from now when we're like, hopefully have learned to live with this thing better than we are today. It's just going to be like the years, like these years are like the years you kind of like don't talk about or you talk about with like sadness or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, it's definitely
so
not the roaring 20s
Yeah.
that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, the woman also passed away. This one,
No way.
Stop.
which I don't think that was.
Oh, that doesn't look like the lady I
one-
remember.
Yeah.
Didn't she have like red hair?
I was about to say,
I
I'm
think so.
picturing a redhead with short hair.
So they said that
Me.
he was the second host.
Basically me.
He was the second host to pass away after Jessie Combs, which I don't remember her either, but maybe she was on part of the show.
She looks like the gal from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia a
Yeah,
little
she
bit.
does.
right?
D, sweet D.
Sweet D, Bird.
but not her.
I love that show.
No.
I hope that show, it's on its like, what, 13th or 15th season?
They've been going for the longest
Yeah.
time. And I, to be honest, have never truly gotten into a binge moment with them.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom and my brother, I remember when I still lived at home, and my brother's older than me, so he was in like college or living on his own. They would always like call and talk to each other about it
Yeah.
and think it was like the funniest freaking show
Oh, it's so
ever. And
great.
I'm sure they still watch it and keep up with it. Josh even really likes it, but I just like I'll like one episode. And then the next episode just doesn't hit as hard as
it's,
like
like,
the last
completely
one.
different, yeah.
And it's completely different. So
The humor is just genius in it.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
It's very dry.
There's
all
only
the
one
time.
episode that like I can ever think of as far as like it standing out to me as like a funny episode. And every time I mention it, everyone knows pretty much what I'm talking about. I don't know exactly the plot. It was playing kind of in the background when I had like family over. But I did watch it because my mom and my brother, like I said, are into it. And so they got kind of sucked in. And they're all together. The gang is together. And then they're trying to make it somewhere. And they have to make it in a time crunch. And slowly, one by one, they have to ditch one person at a time. So until it becomes just like one person making it to this thing. I can't even remember what it was.
It sounds
But like
like
it
an
started off
episode.
with like, I think them stuck in traffic. And the traffic was so bad that they left the guy driving. And then I don't know what happens next, but suddenly they're in like the sewer under the ground.
Oh my God.
And then Sweet D like gets her heels stuck in something, I think. And
Yeah.
the waters come in. Like the sewage comes in and they leave her. And like that's the joke of the show is like they're constantly like just
Shitting
have to
on her.
leave somebody behind. And I remember that, and that
She's
was
definitely
funny. to me.
like, she's definitely the one that gets shit on the
Oh
most in the
yeah,
show.
but I love her personality. That is
that's so fun.
I
That's the
love that.
creators.
She's such a like strong, like that's the kind of girl you want to be when guys are kind of like making jokes, because you want to be able to take it and roll with it.
That's true.
I admire her for that.
She
is awesome.
did you ever see the show that she was a showrunner for, the Mick?
Yeah.
That was on, I think,
No.
Fox or ABC, one of those shows.
Watched a
But I
couple
did
seasons.
know
They're
she was
pretty
in
good.
something else, but I don't.
I think it had like 3 or 4 seasons. I liked it. It kind of got a little stale after a while because it's one of those shows where like the starting premise is really good, but then like it's almost like, how are you going to continue this after this thing is kind of resolved, and it kind of just
It's
kinda
like a
fell
high
flat.
school show. You can only have so many.
Yeah,
seasons
like
of it,
okay,
right?
we're all going to
4 years.
graduate.
Oh yeah,
in,
you
like,
already
4
know when you
years,
start
so-
in season 1, they're like sophomores. You're like, okay, so we got about 3 to 4 seasons here. They may try a college thing, but
Yeah.
And they changed.
never
cast.
works.
Yeah, then you had to bring a new cast. It's like Riverdale. I'm like surprised. Like, what are you gonna do after you guys graduate? Friday Night
Manifest
Lights.
just came back out on Netflix. It's like somewhat old series that was
Really?
on TV, but then they put it on Netflix and Hulu, and I think they're trying to finish it out now.
Oh.
The Manifest, I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's like, what are they gonna do after they
Yeah.
come back
Yes.
and
Like Lost.
get adjusted?
Kind of like Lost, right?
Yeah, well, Lost definitely made it work.
Kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
I never watched it, but from what I hear, a lot of people are either super into it or not at all. And I think it's like
Yeah.
you're into it because you were watching it as it came out. But if you watch it now, it's just like, ugh.
it's a show that kind of fell victim to like producers and like the network, because originally the writers wanted to do like 3 or 4 seasons, and then the network was like, well, this is like really popular, stretch it to 6.
So let's ruin it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they put a bunch of mysterious shit in the show.
Yeah.
That just made no sense.
Yeah,
at the
that's
end.
why I was never interested in watching it, because I saw some like commercials on live TV, back before streaming. And the commercials would show them at home, like in like normal life, but they're still lost.
Yeah.
So
they
I
did
didn't
that.
understand
They
that.
did that.
And obviously you can't understand it from just like a little commercial on TV, but I just wasn't interested. I was like, this seems very confusing and over my head.
I bet if they had done it in 3 seasons, it
It would have been great. Like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad
still
is one of
is.
those shows that like they had exactly what they wanted in mind. 5 seasons. We're not doing anything more. They did the
would
movie,
rewatch
but the
that.
movie was good, so it's
The
fine.
movie was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It provided some closure to Jesse's character.
Yeah,
Right.
and the movie was something like that they did for the fans. That was not part of their plan.
But
So.
do you watch? Have you seen any of like the Better Call Saul TV series?
Oh my gosh. I think it's better than Breaking Bad.
It's pretty good.
I feel like I'm one of the few. Josh got me into Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I'm one of the few that thinks Better Call Saul is way better
It's
than
pretty
Breaking
good.
Bad. It's so good. I love him
I
and
don't think I
Madison.
can
Excited.
agree with it being better, but
It's different.
it's
Yeah, no, it's different.
Yeah.
It's just it's more my type of show
Okay.
than Breaking Bad. Just always stressed me out.
Oh my god, right? It was always one of those shows like, how is he gonna get out of this shit?
I
And
mean,
somehow they
episode
do it.
1
Yeah.
did that.
Right.
So like, it just stressed me out a little bit too much. Better Call Saul, he is smart. I feel like Saul is smart and can get through his situations because he's smart. Whereas Walter gets through his situation kind of out of luck.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, I think, about
badassery.
Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like some badass moments.
So
Sometimes I just can't take Walter seriously.
he
I don't know.
had,
That may be my issue. He's just like,
is it Bob Odenkirk, I think his name
Yep.
is?
Bob
He had
Odenkirk.
a
Yeah.
heart attack recently.
Yeah. Do you know about
I don't
that?
think I knew about that.
Yeah, he like
Hopefully-
collapsed on the set of Better Call Saul.
Shut
they
up.
Apparently, he had like a minor heart attack. Like they're
Do we
calling
know
it
how he
minor.
is?
Oh, he's recovering.
Okay,
just
cool.
fine, I think.
Good. Do you know what
love
season it
that
was
guy,
on? Because
though.
Netflix has stopped putting out new seasons of Better Call Saul for
really?
like.
Really?
I mean, I don't think I've seen a new one since.
I think you can probably get on
2019?
Hulu. Maybe.
Yeah,
Do you have
we have
Hulu?
Hulu,
Yeah.
so I'll try and find it. Maybe I'm wrong. I just remember. I remember season 3 or so ending in 2018, or we stopped watching it or finished it in 2018, and then it took forever. And I think maybe season 4 came out in 2020 or something like that. So maybe we did just recently get a season, but it's taken way too long
Yeah.
between seasons,
What
in my
I really
opinion.
appreciate about the show is I think the Gillian, the main creator, is like actually the same guy that is doing
Right.
currently Better Call Saul. So it wasn't like something like Fear of the Walking Dead
Yeah.
versus Walking Dead. It was like
Yeah.
it's not the
Oh,
same.
it's different?
It's different.
Different
Yeah,
people?
they're all
Oh,
different.
okay.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
one of those AMC shows.
Vince
Walking
Gilligan.
Dead.
I also
Vince
just really
Gilligan.
liked it because you get introduced, and Better Call Saul, it's obviously like a prequel. You get introduced to this like love interest for him that you don't see at all in Breaking Bad. So when you watch it, it's obviously doesn't work out.
You're
There's something
waiting
that
for it,
happens. So you're
right?
just like waiting for what's gonna happen with
Yeah.
her. So that's cool.
So true. So apparently they have 6 seasons. I think it might be that they have filmed a 6th
See,
season.
I think there's only 4 on Netflix.
Okay.
And that's what like always has bothered me. It's like that's fine if they're in the middle of shooting a season and like he
Right.
got, he had a heart attack and so that's delayed things, of course.
So
but there are seasons done. Put them on Netflix.
Yeah. I think
Unless I'm totally mistaken.
season 5 it looks like probably ended in 2020.
Okay. They just
So
like to.
Sometimes they're delayed. but-
Yeah, because I mean, I think they air them on TV. I don't think they go
do.
on Netflix
They're on
first.
AMC.
Yeah,
AMC's,
so like
yeah.
they have to let AMC do their thing with it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
to keep people from wanting to just stream. If they put it
Yeah.
on AMC and Netflix at the same time, then I would just stick with
sure.
Netflix and not
That's
even
like
keep
what-
my live.
Didn't they do that with what was the show with Kevin Spacey?
House of Cards.
Yeah, didn't they do that? They would put it on.
No,
Netflix
that's a
at the same time?
Netflix. That's a Netflix.
That's Netflix original.
Oh, okay. Because I remember.
I didn't even. Yeah, Josh got me into that.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good.
it was good
I didn't
until
finish
the
it.
end.
I
I didn't finish
I
it,
didn't either.
'cause I
After
think-
that whole controversy with
It's so
Oh yeah,
Spacey,
yeah.
I
That
just-
kind of made it hard to watch, and then how he handled it.
Yeah, weird.
Did you see the YouTube video?
Fucking weirdo. Oh
he
my
really
God.
thought we liked him that
Although the
much. Like he
balls
really
on that
thought we
dude.
liked him.
Yeah.
That he could pull that off.
Yeah.
No.
Ego. Check your ego, dude.
it also just wasn't as good for me as far as like the shock factor and plot twist.
Yeah.
I think it was the end of season 2 with the girl, the intern or
yes,
whatever, his
yeah.
assistant.
Yeah.
How that ends. Josh was so mad at me because we had been watching it together, and he went out with the bullies one night, and I decided I'm gonna keep watching it, but I didn't know I couldn't keep watching it because
how
he
dare
had
you.
already seen it, and so I just thought I could keep watching it, but. Then I saw that whole episode play out without him there, and then I was just texting him like, "What the heck? What the heck? What the heck?"
yeah.
And he's
Was
like,
it
"You
Zoe?
watched it without me?" I think I don't know.
was
This was like in
in front of the
2018 when I watched
train.
it.
Spoiler
Yeah, the
alert.
subway or something like that.
That was fucked. I did not see that
I was
coming.
just like, how are they gonna ever make me feel like that again?
Yeah.
So I just kind of lost interest after that too.
yeah,
It was so good
Yeah.
Kind of
that it was almost too good.
I mean, he really ruined the show, and he
Yeah.
ruined it for all the actors, especially what's her name, who's been an actor for a long time.
Oh yeah, his wife in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
forget her name.
she's fantastic.
Yeah, see, like I said, I didn't watch much past even halfway through season 3.
Yeah, she was in the Wonder Woman movies. She's like the
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
The head of
the head Amazonian. Yeah, Amazonian.
I don't remember what she looks like or anything about her,
Short
but I do
hair.
remember it was a cool relationship they had as
Yeah,
far as,
it was
know.
a weird relationship.
It was very
they had.
weird, and
Yeah.
she was like totally fine with him being
How
a
close do you
piece of
think
shit.
that
remember-
show is to real politics?
I
Do you
don't know.
think
I'm not in it, so I can't say, but I'd have to guess somewhat close.
Yeah.
she jerked off the dude that was in the hospital?
Yeah,
Remember?
when she felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He
weird.
was like I think he was the bodyguard of
Yeah.
of them or something, and he got shot
That
or whatever.
that whole scene kind of perfectly describes that show. Just kind of like weirdly fucked up, you know?
I
Yeah.
bet it was
The whole
Kevin
show.
Spacey who was like, we need to do this scene.
And Kevin Spacey's character ends up
so
doing, he
weird.
ends up having like affairs with a guy too.
Yeah.
Right?
does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that was also around
bisexual.
like, not because of that, just I think that was more developed in season 3. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I really got to finish that out.
Oh, okay.
Don't you hate when you like want to watch a movie or a TV show and it's not on any of the streaming platforms?
Yes.
It's like,
Oh,
how
it's
do
not
you
on it?
expect me to watch this? I have to
Yeah.
rent it on iTunes.
I'm trying to think. There was something specifically, I'm not going to remember, but there was a series like that I was trying to watch, and it's Big Brother. It's a reality show.
Oh yeah,
I
right.
was really into it for like 2 summers,
Mm-hmm.
but then I didn't have live TV anymore, and it's not on any streaming platforms, so I stopped watching it. But it's on my TikTok a lot. Like there are people, so I was like, oh, maybe I can stream it. It's on Hulu Premium.
Oh, okay.
Which I have, we have Hulu, but not premium.
Is that
And
like
it's on
without
Amazon
ads?
Premium, so it's not. It's like you can have Amazon Prime, but you have to get premium.
Oh,
I'm just like, ugh, I don't care that much.
yeah.
So dumb.
Do you not want people watching your show? I'm confused.
Yeah, that was always like when shit came out of the movie theaters, and you have to wait like 6 months before you can watch it again.
Yeah.
You literally can't watch the
Yeah.
movie.
Yep.
There's no way to watch it.
You're like watching it for like you get to watch a movie pretty much for the first time twice
Yeah.
in those circumstances.
right.
I never understood. I guess it was back in the physical copies days. They had to like then send it off to print, prep the DVD stuff, and then like I
You
remember
think that's
the
what
one.
it was?
I don't know. I remember the one.
I mean,
movie,
yeah, they had to manufacture a ton of discs, but could they not do that in preparation
I-
They were doing
to
it.
the
It
drop
was to
of the movie?
incentivize you going to the movie theater.
Yeah, it was.
Well, there's-
It was like a fair agreement that they had between selling their movie and then renting it out through movie theaters.
Here's what I think it happens. They have to judge how well the movie does in the theaters.
No,
That
that's fair,
determines
that's fair.
how much money they give to the distributor of the
Mm-hmm.
DVDs, and that the deals made in there. It's all about the timing.
Yeah, that's why they probably can't
Yeah.
do it
Yeah,
in
that's a good
advance.
point.
And now it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I
Make
remember
one digital copy.
the one movie I was waiting for the longest to come out from like theaters to DVDs was Elf.
Stop.
Yeah, I remember it took like a whole fucking year for it to come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, when is this movie? I remember going to Blockbuster back when Blockbuster was still a thing. And be
Yeah.
like, when is it coming out on
So
DVD?
true.
I don't think there was ever a movie I cared about coming out on DVD.
I don't know why I like that.
I
The
wasn't
movie's
really.
great,
I've never
though.
really been like a movie buff. Josh is a movie buff, so
yeah.
I've seen every movie ever in the last 5 years of dating. All the ones that have come out since 2016 to now, I've seen them in theaters
Yep.
because of him. Never would I have done that before.
So when you guys started dating and he was like, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" and you're like, "No," was he like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, I still do that. I still do that. I still do that. And I'm stubborn. I don't know why I'm stubborn, because half the stuff he ends up showing me to, or more than half the stuff he ends up making me watch, I end up liking, whether it's a series or a movie. But I'm just very difficult in the beginning. I don't like starting anything in general, whether it's laundry or a movie. And I'm more of a series person myself, just because it's a prolonged thing. You get to watch, you get to binge it today, tomorrow, the next day, whatever.
Are you a binger?
I'm a binger, big time. So movies you can't binge. That's why my issues with movies, and they're also just, to me, too long. Sometimes I'm always checking my phone, even if it's good.
With TV shows, you can kind of multitask, because not every single detail in the show is usually important, unless it's Game of Thrones.
That's true.
But for the movie, they have 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2.5 hours.
With no break.
Yeah. Where every single detail is important.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention.
It's like going to a Broadway musical without the intermission. It's just as long as movies nowadays.
The intermission is good, because you get to use
important.
the restroom, you get to
and you can
refresh your
get to
pop.
think on what's just happened. You're not suddenly just pushed into the next act.
Yeah.
They should seriously
movies
think
are
about doing
so
that in the
long.
theater.
Have you gone to a lot of Broadway shows, or do you have a favorite?
I love going to Broadway shows. I mean, I'm in Denver or Arkansas, so I can only go. I can only go when my mom flies me out to New York, which I've gone to New York 2 times.
Yeah.
And both times I saw at least 2 or 3 Broadway musicals, because my whole family's super into them. I did musicals in high school and middle school and stuff. So very into that. My favorite musical of all time is Wicked.
That's a good
Can't
one.
help it. It's just
I remember when it first came out. Yeah.
But as far as what I've seen on Broadway, I've seen Newsies. That was my very first musical. Yeah, it was a really good one to see.
The movie version is pretty good.
Yeah, I actually had seen the movie version first when I was in choir, just on those holiday days or those free days when we're not actually doing anything. We'll watch a movie like Sound of Music or Newsies. Yeah. And so I had seen it, so I knew what it was. And when we went to go see it in theaters on Broadway, we were in the nosebleeds, but it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which is very not heard of. It's like a drag show for Broadway.
Okay.
Freaking amazing. It was my second Broadway show to see, so it was in that same trip. I've also seen Chicago.
Oh my
which
God.
was the best. Yeah. And then we got tickets for the last trip to go see. I've seen American Bandstand. That was amazing. And then we got tickets to see Book of Mormon when it was at its peak.
Yeah. It's my favorite
But
one.
my mom messed up the time. She thought it started at 8 and it had started at 7.
No.
And so when we got there at 8, we couldn't go sit down because everyone was already seated and the first act had well into its way. Man. And so they let us go to our seat during intermission. So we only got to see the second act. And I don't know if I was in a bad mood because of that or it's just not my thing. I can take a joke, but I am a little bit on the religious side. But I think a lot of people are when they go see that and they still find it funny. So I don't really know. I think maybe I just was not in the right headspace because we were late. I just did not think it was funny. And maybe I needed the first act to connect it.
Do you like satire? Because it's just completely satire.
No, I know. I think I just think I was not in the right headspace. I think I was a little mad.
Yeah.
I was such a jerk for being mad at my mom who bought us flights to New York City and then a hotel and then shopping and eating and then the tickets. And then I had the audacity to be mad that she got the time wrong. But I was, because that was the musical that I was looking forward to seeing.
Because it won all the Tonys that year.
Yeah, and we had seen 2 others the night before and we made them on time to those. And then we missed that one. So I think I was just not in a great headspace. Yeah. My sister also didn't really like it. And I think it could have been,
it is pretty much anti-religion, right?
Yeah, it's very anti-religion.
Yeah, so but I feel like a lot of religious people still go see it. I'm not major religious. I haven't gone to church and I don't even know the last time. But I still, say I am,
I think
a Christian and stuff.
But if you come from a religious background and you're open to taking a joke, then you're really gonna like it because you can understand the references and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can be as blasphemous with the best of them. I just think I was in a bad headspace.
It's not the best musical. It is probably the funniest in my opinion. I mean, I saw it in New York.
I think I also need to see the whole thing because I don't know. I just was thrown into a
'Cause there's, like,
storyline, and I didn't know
callbacks.
what the storyline was.
Yeah, there's
really.
tons of callbacks from the first act. So like if you like kind of jump into it, you're like, why are they saying this?
Yeah.
Like so I
But it
can
looked like a
definitely
nice
understand.
stage, and like
Yeah.
the costuming was great. And
So if it comes to Denver again, we should all go see it.
I had
yeah, I'm
tickets
definitely
see
down to
it.
giving it another try, just
Yeah.
not on Broadway.
I had
And I'm going
tickets
to
to
Broadway.
see
I'm going to
it.
do like The Lion King next, is what I'm really trying to see.
Wait, I almost saw that.
Stop,
Wait,
really?
The
So
Lion King.
wait, you've been to New York 2 times and you've seen all those shows, but not all in New York.
Yeah, no, those are all
All
on
of those
Broadway.
were on Broadway.
Yeah, I mean, we were there for
Wow.
like 3 or 4 nights, and for
Oh,
3 or
okay.
4 of the nights, we went straight to Broadway, like every night.
Those shows are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can get
Yeah.
pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're in
Well,
like
I mean,
the
we were
orchestra
always
pit area.
the only one that we were actually on the floor, really good seats. Actually, was American Bandstand, which was this last time we went. Me and my mom went, while my sister by herself went to Kinky Boots. We had already seen Kinky Boots though in Washington D.C. So I had gotten my fix, and so had my sister. But she's a big, I think it's Panic at the Disco. Brendan, whatever. He was the lead in
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
No way.
So she
That's
she
so cool.
had to go, and me and my mom were like, we've seen it, and so she literally went to that show by herself on Broadway in New York City, and me and my mom went to American Bandstand, and we got so drunk, and it was really fun. Like there was this one moment where I started the applause. Like this one, I can't even remember, but there was
Slow
this
clap.
one line that was said, and it was so like, it just was like, you're right. Like, oh my God. And I think it was about how like military or army men are treated when they come home and they can't like find jobs and stuff like that. And the way he said it or what he said was like, just so like, ugh, I loved it. And
It's
so
a
I go,
moment.
I literally go, whoa. And I start clapping and I remember the whole audience started clapping. I was like, I looked at my mom and go, I love
They're like, yeah, you're right.
that was me. That was me. And we were like probably in one of the first 10 rows for that one. So that was really good.
Can you confirm that it's just way better in New York than it is anywhere else?
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
I've seen them in, like I said, in Washington, D.C. and in Little Rock for the most part. Oh, and even in Tulsa, we saw Wicked in Tulsa.
Yeah.
So much better in New York.
Yeah, it's just
Absolutely. Just like
way better.
the theater itself in the intermission or when you're waiting for it to start is something to look at and just
Totally.
awe over. And it's also impressive how they fit all those people. Because
it is.
the theaters are small on
You
Broadway.
get-
They're
it-
not big.
You're crammed.
And
in
you
there.
are literally when you are in those elevated seats, your feet are at the your
Yeah.
toes are at their head. So that's how steep it is. It's not like a baseball stadium where your knees are at the back of the chair. It's your toes are at the top of the back of the chair.
I feel bad for people who are a little bit bigger or heavier set.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
you'll be super
Those chairs
uncomfortable.
are
Yeah.
literally not made for
that
anyone
old?
over like a size 6.
Yeah.
So you're just squeezing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have major regrets because I've been to New York, I think 2 times, and they were both when I lived in Boston because it's not that far
Oh, okay.
away.
Yeah.
My brother lived in
So you
Boston.
could drive there in a couple hours, I think.
Mhm.
And we went the first time, and for whatever reason, we just didn't go. And then the second time was like January of 2020,
Oh.
and we were almost gonna go. We were like this close
No.
to going, but we hadn't planned it, and we were like, well, we could buy tickets, but they're probably gonna be shitty seats, and they're super
There's
expensive.
no such
last minute.
thing, honestly. There's
Really?
no such thing as a
Okay.
shitty seat
Good to
on
know.
Broadway.
So then,
You're just happy to be there, especially if it's one that you wanted to see, like The Lion King or something like that.
okay.
I would try to get it into like the orchestra like area. Like that's probably like the better because they do have like sound, like they have like microphones, like most theaters do. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like-
You'll always be able to hear them.
Yeah.
You can usually see them. You just may not get an accurate, like I've always had when you're up high and the male lead comes out every time the male lead from up high, or even, I don't know, maybe it's just because he's on the stage and singing, they're attractive. But then you go, every time when we're done with the Broadway musicals, we'll always go to like the exit for the cast members where they exit, and they'll come out and sign your little playbook and stuff like that. And I'll take pictures with them, and it's like almost all the time they're really not that attractive. No
Yeah.
offense, but it's just, you know,
the
you get this
lighting.
view and you just automatically, you know, if they have dark hair with a beard, you just imagine like a Prince, like Eric type vibe, or Prince Charming if they have blonde hair. So you just like imagine like, I don't know, a male lead, and then you get down and close and personal. So I kind of think further away is better.
Okay.
You also get to see the stage better. You get to see the whole
So maybe,
set
like,
if you're
mid?
further. So I wouldn't want to be too front. Like we were, like I said, in the first 10 rows on the floor for American Bandstand, which is great, but like you're right at their feet level for that. Like, so you're looking kind of up almost.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then if you're further back and higher, like I think it's the mezzanine area, which I could be totally wrong.
No, it is. Yeah.
And that is where you get like just the best view of the whole stage. You may not get as detailed of like what their faces look like, but who cares?
Yeah,
Because you will imagine your own face, and it'll be a face that you think is hot. And then you get down there, and you're like, oh, I imagined it wrong. Oh well.
If you're too far over on either side, though, the only issue is you can't see the stage props and on like one section.
For sure.
Of the
But I think
stage.
there's something to be said about having those super side like box balcony
It's like prestigious.
sections.
It's like, oh, I am not.
So I would hope the
peasant.
view is good, but I guess maybe not because you are super to the side like
Yeah, because
that.
if you're on the left side, you don't get to see everything on the left side of the stage. You only get to see like all of the stuff on the right side.
Yeah,
and
like the
center
curtains
stage.
kind of block
Yeah.
some stuff.
So I would
things
say
that.
like, it
and also
doesn't-
you may even be able to see backstage.
Yeah,
which
that's
kind of
true.
ruin
Yeah,
the
on the
experience.
side.
I don't think that would happen on Broadway. I think they're probably
No.
very well aware.
They're pretty
but
good. Yeah.
I don't know, something in Denver or
Sure.
Tulsa where
So
I
I
saw
had
something.
I had tickets to see the Book of Mormon again in Denver and Hamilton, and then the pandemic hit, and then all the shows got canceled. I
I
was
had
so fucking
thoughts
pissed.
of
That's
going
so
to
upsetting. Those are
and they
two
were-
great shows. Oh man.
I've never seen Hamilton before. I mean, I've seen it when they did the Disney Plus.
I was about
thing.
to say, did you watch it then?
Yeah, that's when I saw it. I mean, it was good.
Were you supposed to see it before it came out
Yeah.
on Disney Plus though?
Because they did that like because of the pandemic. I don't think
Yeah.
they were gonna do that.
Well, there's talk about Wicked the movie.
That would be pretty cool. You know,
I have
it's not
mixed
the
reviews.
same.
I have mixed feelings because I've always wondered why they haven't made one.
Yeah.
But then another part of me is like, that set is so iconic for Wicked. For you to then like put them in the actual world where it's not a set, it is a world. It's just gonna be, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's gonna be more accurate, I guess, but it's just gonna be weird for me. I love the set.
it's a good story.
It's
too.
recognizable everywhere. Like this set is the same, whether it's in Little Rock, Arkansas, or Broadway.
Did you see that they're doing? Steven Spielberg is doing it. They're doing a West Side Story.
Oh
movie.
yes. I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Ansel, I think. Ansel from Baby Driver
Yes,
and then Fault in Our Stars. He is in it. I saw the preview.
I will definitely go see that.
I will
love
go
that
see it, but I
story.
don't see why they need to do it. But whatever, I'll go see it. I liked West Side Story, the movie as it was. It was fine.
Yeah, it is a good movie. Yeah, and the play.
But
I
I'm
mean, the play
interested to
itself
see
is-
what he has done to like maybe either upgrade it or
Yeah, re-inspired.
maybe downgrade it. I
When
don't
they
know.
do
We're
a
gonna
new
see.
show, they kick one out, or they just build a new,
What do you mean?
like a new Broadway show.
Oh, that's a good question. Like, so Chicago is one of those shows that has come and gone, like off and on of Broadway. And so I'm wondering, do they keep the sets? Do they tear them down, and then do they keep them in storage and then bring them back out when they like re-enter Broadway again? I'm not sure.
I would imagine. I don't know. I've never really thought about that. I always assumed that once the show is done running its course, because even if Wicked is Wicked is not always on Broadway, but let's say it was always on Broadway. I mean, the cast has to take a break, and they'll get a new cast after a while. So everything goes on and off. I guess.
I think it's only
so
for,
when it's
like-
off. I think they tear down or they don't tear it down and destroy everything, but they take it off stage and let another musical come through. And I'm sure there's like a storage or something for it.
Yeah, like they'll move theaters. I know, like Book of Mormon has moved theaters, and then I think the original cast only goes for about like a few months, and then they like cycle in depending on their availability. But it's all top notch. But I was thinking about Wicked when you mentioned that, because I remember it first debuting when I was in high school on Broadway, and I was in drama class at the time.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and the teacher was kind of obviously obsessed with it, but he was telling us in order for Wicked to make money, they had to pack the theater sold out every night for 3 years
Holy shit.
just to break even. Yeah, that's how
With
much
the
money.
the very first time with like Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth cast.
Oh no, not necessarily the same cast. Just the number of like seats, butts and seats. They would have to like do
But,
it
like,
for 3 years straight in
it
order
was
to
their-
break even on the production cost of it.
I think it was their cast that started it, so it would have been like maybe not like them having to fill the butts and seats, but like it was
just
part of their time.
generally, yeah. Because Wicked
That's
up
crazy,
until
yeah.
even
sure
pandemic
it
was
did.
still on Broadway. Like if the pandemic hadn't happened, it would have continued for probably another decade, because it's such a humongous success.
Right.
But that's crazy to think that you would have to do that.
I think it's because I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen every Broadway musical or every musical in general, but like, and I definitely haven't seen near as many musicals. I haven't even seen one musical multiple times, but I've seen Wicked probably 4 times.
Jesus.
And in different states.
Right.
I'm obsessed. And the set is the same everywhere you go. And I think it's a very intricate and expensive set.
It is.
They also like when the curtains are closed, right above, like at the middle of the curtains where they break, there's that dragon head that like when it's about to start, the eyes light up and it moves around. So there's animatronics right there just for like that simple moment. So it's expensive, I think.
People don't. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I just that kind of blew my mind. I didn't know like that's how pricey it was. Like if you don't run for at least 5 years, like it's not a successful show.
Well, it's kind of like the shows in Vegas too, right? Didn't you see the one that they spent like $100 million on or something like that?
Oh, is it like
At
Ka?
MGM? Yeah, Ka.
Yeah, the Ka show. Yeah,
Spent
it's just
so
like
many millions of dollars on
yeah,
it.
you have to. Yeah, it has to be running for X amount of years to even break it to profit.
What's the Ka show?
It's like I don't know. It's hard to describe, and
like, I
it's a
didn't
Circus
get it.
du Soleil, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's one of those shows. So it's like a bunch of like acrobatic, like choreographed like movements, and like the stage is like this big platform that like moves and tilts and goes vertical. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like at the Bellagio they have the O show, and that one uses like this big water stage. It's like one of the like. It's like a crazy like feat of engineering and physics where they can like fill the stage up with water and drain it within like minutes, and it's supposed to like be this crazy show. Yeah, and
No, that sounds cool.
they put a lot of money into it, and so they have to like get their money back. So they have to fill butts and seats like every night in order to make the money back. But yeah, you have to wonder like some of the shows that go into Broadway, and you're like, are you ever gonna make money doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, that's what I kind of wonder about Queen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, the one that I said I went and saw.
Nobody's ever heard of.
No one's ever heard of it,
Yeah.
or very few people have. I'm sure somebody out there's heard of it, but I wonder how long it ran.
Do you
If it was considered a successful show.
The stage was like all the props and.
It was very minimal, from
It was
what I
very
remember.
minimal,
They
yeah.
had like an actual RV on the stage,
Yeah.
but it was nothing like Chicago or even Newsies or
Right.
Wicked, obviously.
There's,
Newsies had like a whole like
Yeah.
thing, like a
Cityscape
staircase and like a awning on the stage, so like people would be up above and down below, and obviously like you've seen Hamilton at least on Disney Plus, and you know that stage is crazy
Yeah,
because
it's
it
crazy.
spins in the middle, and
Yeah. They had like the Green Day, like American
Yeah,
Idiot,
yeah.
like musical. You know what one I think they should do, and I think a lot of people would agree with me is My Chemical Romance's The Black Parade.
oh my gosh,
Because that
yes.
whole album is a opera. It's a rock opera.
Yeah.
So it tells a story from start to finish, kind of like Pink Floyd's The Wall does, their album. But if they did a Black Parade music, like a Broadway show, I think that would be
Yes.
hella popular.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I would go for
Yeah,
sure.
I would too. I
That'd
had
be so
tickets to
intense.
see My Chemical Romance in Denver, and then the pandemic happened.
Well, of course.
And then you had tickets again.
Everything, and then I have tickets again. Yeah, they postponed it like 2 years. That's now.
Well,
in
I'm
2022.
really mad. I didn't even hear the memo that Jonas Brothers was coming to Red Rock.
Hell.
Like, I'm sorry, what? I didn't realize real, like, huge name bands came to Red Rock.
Oh yeah.
Jonas Brothers, they play together.
I saw it on TikTok like 2 days after. I was like, I quickly Googled, are they coming back?
Yeah, it's weird.
No.
What they could do is like do like a Red Rock show, then they could do like a Pepsi, or it's Ball Arena now, like the arena show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm seeing Janie and I are seeing 21 Pilots next weekend, and what they're doing in like their tour, it's called the Takeover Tour. So they'll come to a city and they call it like a takeover. So they'll do one night at Ball Arena, one night at Mission Ballroom, one night at the Summit.
Fun.
So there's like really big arena, then like a small venue, then like even smaller venue. And so like I think that's ultimately what the Jonas Brothers should have done if they didn't do it. Which
they
is
did
like,
one night.
Red Rocks is like 6,000 to like 7,000 people. It's not
That
big.
many though?
Yeah.
I really thought you were gonna say 600 or 700.
No, it's pretty big. Like,
I've been, but I've just
yeah.
never seen it full, or
Oh, it gets packed.
I've never
They'll-
been for a concert.
Yeah, so they'll pack that shit in, and yeah, it's about 6,000, and then the Pepsi Center. I think
Is it just first come, first
30.
serve? for something like that?
Depending. I've been
How do
to
they
shows
ticket
where
you
it's
in?
general admission, so you kind of just get a spot, and then that's your spot. And then there's shows where they actually have numbered. There's like the row, all the rows are numbered, and then each individual like area in the row is numbered as well.
Okay.
So, and I've had to like kick people out and be like, "Hey, that's my fucking seat."
Yeah,
I
but-
would rather have a designated spot just because I feel like if it's a general admission, then they're going to allow as many people as possible, which means like you're going to be like crammed into each
Well,
other
then
and
you
get
gotta get
pushed
there
back
early,
at some
too,
point.
That's
you
the
know.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
and you
get
also
there,
have to
like,
get
a couple
there early.
hours.
I'd
I hate
rather
doing
just
that.
secure my
I
seat.
did that when I was much
House of
younger.
Blues.
Just fucking get there 6 hours early just to get in the front row.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Fuck.
My mom took my sister to like Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco, or even there was Paramore. She's really into those three, and so she went to like one of their concerts, and she was in the pit, and she like my mom took her and one of her friends like a saint, and just like was being drugged through these like crowds of
Oh my
women
God,
to get to
so
the front.
All sweaty and shit.
And then you're just like on each other at that
So
point.
sweaty.
Yeah.
Everybody shares the same sweat. Like when you get out, your t-shirt's just drenched in the pit, and you're like, "Well, that's like 100 different people's sweat." on
Yeah,
my
when I see
t-shirt.
like those videos of like Coachella or Bonnaroo, and they're like right in the front, like I saw a TikTok of some girl, and she's like holding her phone up here because she doesn't have any other space. Like she's holding it above her head, and she's completely squished.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's breathing. I don't know how she's not having a panic attack, honestly, or anybody else around her.
Yeah. I remember being in the pit for a show at the House of Blues in Orlando, and I remember being squished to the point I thought I was going to break something.
That is like a thing.
It's a thing, yeah. And
trampled?
trampled,
And
yeah.
there's a name for it when you like
Mosh.
die
Moshing.
or get
Oh,
really
really?
injured in a concert because people start just being all on top of each other. There's like a
Yeah.
name for it or something. I can't
When
remember.
so it happens when like the headlining band comes on, and you've been sitting there for like hours listening to all the openers. When the headlining band, the first song hits, everybody tries to
Push.
get to the push to the front. So there's this immediate like compression of people, and it just like it makes you feel like a freaking sardine.
Yeah,
I remember going to see, it was Taking Back Sunday in Fort Lauderdale with Janie, and she had never done anything like that. So we were like in the kind of like the front-ish row, and as soon as Taking Back Sunday came on, everybody started going fucking nuts, and like she got hurt, and she was like crying and stuff.
no.
It was like the worst experience because she loves Taking Back Sunday.
Damn.
But here they are, everybody's like trying to smushed to the front, and she's like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" So we ended up going to the back of the room, watching the rest of the show. And it was still a good show.
See, and I bet
but
like
it
though
sucked.
you would have rather at that moment you were probably thinking or could have thought I would have paid anything to have guaranteed this spot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
myself rather than coming 6 hours early and listening to you. The
Yeah.
closest experience I have to anything like that is at University of Arkansas. They do row week in the spring
It's
once
like-
a year. It's
oh,
a
okay.
huge deal. It's put on by each frat house. It's called Row Week.
Oh, yeah,
and
like
pretty much
fraternity
each
row?
frat hires an artist to come and perform, and it's usually like a rapper. So like one year I went to see the Yin Yang Twins. I got to see them. I can't remember anybody else honestly off the top of my head, but I feel like Ty Dolla $ign was there once.
Oh, cool.
There was somebody else that was pretty big now, but he was kind of then. I can't remember. But anyways,
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, totally.
that's the closest
He's in
experience I
now.
have is because like you get there. Well, you can only get there if you got a wristband from one of the guys in the fraternity. So like, you know, Sigma Chi is doing Yin Yang Twins, but somebody else is doing Kendrick Lamar, let's just say. So like you kind of have to pick and choose which one you like better, but also you're kind of stuck with who you know. So like if you only know people at this fraternity, then that's your best chance at getting a wristband to row. Like some people don't even get one at all. So it's like very high intensity, just trying to get a wristband. And then you get the wristband and you get in there, and they do have like openers that are like a saxophonist or something, like so low key. But people get there, and then as soon as the performer comes on, they just all push. And me and my roommate managed to be at the front of like a lot of them my sophomore year. And just like the feeling of being pushed on was so intense. And it was probably only like 200 to 300 people. So I can't even imagine like a real
Yeah, like thousands of people or
mosh
something.
pit
Oh my
of
God.
people. Because that was fine. It was manageable. I was pretty okay. I had no problem like giving somebody an elbow if they're getting to, like a, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were right there kind of elbow, but it was like very obviously intended. But you like brush it off as, oh, it's just crowded. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not about that anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it
In my younger
again.
years, I was more tolerant to that type of thing, but now I'm just like, I want to go to a show and like be chill about it, and like,
Well, I don't also want to give all my energy away to the openers for 6 hours
Oh my
just to
God,
like be
yeah.
dead by the time the main course comes on. You know,
I got an email for the show next weekend at 21 Pilots, and they were like, the show starts at 8, and they're like, for general admission, you know, like the front of the stage area, we're opening the doors and allowing people to line up at 8 a.m.
What?
8 a.m. That
you
is
know
a
people are going to get
12
there before 8 a.m. then.
There's a 12-hour difference between when you can line up and when the show actually starts.
People
When
will
the
be in their
openers
cars
start.
hovering around
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
and
Bring a
then
lunchbox.
run to the line around 7:45.
Listen, if you're that big of a fan and you have the tolerance to sit there for 12 hours and then you get another 3 hours
Then you
before they
deserve
actually
it.
go on.
You deserve
more
to get to
power
go
to you,
backstage,
man.
honestly, after that
Jesus,
too.
I don't know.
If I was the performer and I heard people were doing that for me, I'd be like, bring one or two of those people back here. We
Yeah.
gotta talk. Like,
Sign their forehead or something.
I need to be their best friend because what the heck?
I guess if you're like that popular though, like you kind of become desensitized to it.
I guess, which is so upsetting to hear, like, or even think about just being as a regular. You just don't ever think
Unless you're
that
like a cool,
you could be desensitized
cool
to something
dude,
like that.
and you're like super humble, and you're like, no, I still do that every night. I go and see the people who are in the,
But
wait
yeah,
the longest.
you can only
and-
be so humble. Like, you can't talk to every single fan.
That's true. That's a lot of work.
So
Yeah.
sucks.
Depending how many shows you're doing.
Yeah, you can only be like, I guess like when you're like somebody like Drake, you know, who's that popular, like how exhausting it is to be like turned on like Drake. I'm like, oh, I'm Drake, so I need to go like interact with my fans and do this, and then like when you're back at your hotel, you like turn Drake off and like you're actually who you are.
Yeah, like definitely a persona. Because I mean, you have to be polite.
Yeah.
But I think regular people have like issues with that. Like, you have to put on a persona to go into the office or something like that if you're having a bad personal day.
Well, then there's the opposite, like Guns N' Roses. I think back in their heyday, they were like popular for making fans wait hours, like before they would go on stage.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Nice.
they just, one night they just wouldn't even show up.
Like we're
They
starting
just
at
wanted to see
9.
what they could get away with.
I guess I don't know. They're kind
Why
of
they were
assholes
doing so
about
many
it.
drugs.
No, I
over
definitely
there.
would
Yeah, too drunk to show
easily
up.
stop being a fan of somebody like that.
Yeah, like fuck off, man. I waited
Like, there's
12
way
hours to
too
see
many
you.
other artists and music out there that I can give my
There's
money
only one
and
Guns N'
fan them
Roses,
to.
Maddie. Only one.
I do have a pretty cool Guns N' Roses shirt, I
Or
would
you
say.
could be like Kanye and just leave in the middle of the set.
Yeah, just fuck all ya.
You actually
Did he
show
actually do
up
that?
on time and then you leave. Yeah, but I think it was like a mental health thing.
Oh, true.
He left to go
True.
to the hospital or something.
He do be having
Harry
problems.
Styles recently canceled one of his concerts.
What?
He's on tour right now. I saw a TikTok about it.
Is it
Everyone
'cause
in
of
the
COVID?
there's like a TikTok of a bunch of people just like crying, and because it was raining, so I don't know if it was an outdoor concert, but it was raining, so I imagine
He
it probably
canceled
was
when it was starting.
like an hour before it was supposed to start.
Oh, that
Ooh,
sucks.
dude, that's
Yeah.
so. I recently had an issue with that. So I flew out to Atlanta to visit some friends, Russell and Jordan, and our friend Mike Prawl. They've all been on the podcast before, and we were supposed to go to this festival. It was called the Sad Summer Festival with emo bands.
Okay.
The headliner was All Time Low.
Oh, nice.
And
and
so-
maybe you mentioned this.
I may have mentioned this. So basically, the show was it was at a venue, a very like popular venue for these types of bands. But I guess the indoor limitations were like exceeding what they thought they could sell the tickets for, so they decided to do an outdoor show. And they don't normally do this at this venue, so it wasn't like a thing they like are all prepared for. So apparently they were like going to put this show, the stage, on top of a concrete parking structure, like a garage.
Okay.
And so they're like, yeah, we're gonna do that. So that's our plan. And this show had been like postponed a couple times, and so finally we fly out there the night before the show. They sent out an email saying the show was canceled because apparently they sent out structural engineer I guess like inspectors to inspect the stage on the garage, and they were like, wait, how many people are you expecting to be here? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, about 5,000. They're like, there's no way we're going to be able to host 5,000 people jumping up and down on this garage
it's
without
like
it collapsing.
the jumping even too.
Yeah, so they were like, we can't certify, we can't like pass the inspection, so they canceled it.
Yeah.
We were so I was
Eventually,
so fucking
there
pissed.
is an amount of people that will outweigh the cars
Yeah.
that they can hold.
Exactly.
That is crazy, though.
But that's something you should have thought of. Like,
Yeah, that's like that was
so
honestly
much.
when you said they did it on top of a parking garage. My
Yeah.
first thought was, how much weight
Yeah.
can that parking garage hold?
Apparently not.
Or at least that
5,000
level.
People. I don't know. They should have figured
5,000
that
sounds
shit
like a
out
lot.
way in advance. Like,
Yeah, that
I
would have been
didn't
a cool spot,
Need
though.
to fly out though. It would have been a cool spot, although
Just
it was
limited.
like 85, 90 degrees in Atlanta, humid.
my
So
God.
on top of a concrete.
So maybe like the
garage.
next floor down,
Yeah.
not like on the very
Or
top
it's
when the
Yeah,
sun.
it would have been hot. and
Imagine if
steamy.
the inspector was just lazy and he was like, "Yeah, we're all good here."
Oh god, yeah.
Dude.
That would have been
Honestly,
worse.
that would have
Like, we
been
need to make this happen, guys.
You would have had a completely different story to tell.
I still haven't
Yeah.
got my money back. They keep promising. They're like, oh, it's gonna be 7 more business days. I don't know. I bought VIP tickets and everything. I was so bummed, bro. It was
So
was
that you
devastating.
didn't have to mosh it.
I didn't get any moshing done that weekend. So fucking pissed.
So you went to Atlanta Underground instead.
Yeah. Just we went to the Coca-Cola Museum. No, we didn't do that. What do you do in Atlanta? It was
I
actually
don't know.
kinda
I've never
cool.
been.
Yeah, it's
you
an
ride
interesting
scooters
city. I
around?
had a good time. What?
You ride scooters around.
We did ride scooters around, but you can do that in any big
I was
city
about to
nowadays.
say.
Yeah, you can do that here. No, they had this like cool like bowling, duck bowling. You ever done duck bowling?
No,
So you ever heard
never
of
even
it?
heard of it.
So it's like this new like I don't know. It's like a new thing that instead of like regular bowling with a big ball, it's like a small ball. It's like the size of this, and then the pins are all on strings. So the top of the pin has a string in it, and it's tied to like a thing up in the system.
Okay.
And they're smaller pins, so it's like harder. But normally, like they do like shorter distance, so like the lanes aren't as long.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one we went to, it was like just as long, so it was kind of hard. But you can like send those things.
I was going to say,
flying.
if they're really small,
Yeah.
that's always
Or
been
like
my
a
struggle with
baseball?
bowling is
Really?
I have to get an 8-pound ball. Like I literally 8,
Yeah.
9, or 10. I don't really have much luck even flinging back anything
Yeah.
heavier than that. And all the little kids always have the 8-pound balls.
Yeah.
And I always want them because, I mean, I'm sure even, y'all would want the 8-pound ball because, come on, you can just send that thing.
Sometimes, but like physics, like the bigger the mass of the ball,
Yeah.
the bigger the momentum of impact and
Yeah,
stuff. I
for
don't
sure.
know if
I
I'm
mean,
saying
but
that
yeah,
right,
if you can give good momentum to a 12, 13-pound ball,
yeah.
go at it. I cannot. So-
Listen, you're a big girl. You could overpower one of those kids and take their ball. I'm just saying.
I just
if
feel
you
bad.
wanted
It's
to.
more of an important
'em.
experience for them than it
Let
is for
Willie.
me.
Yeah, probably.
Bowling matters way more for them.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Unless
never
you're part
been.
of the bowling league.
Bowling leagues.
Yeah, what if I was a professional? Then I would
Yeah.
probably be okay to
Give
go
me my
steal it from
goddamn
them.
8-pound.
I guess if I was professional, I'd probably have my own ball, though.
I wouldn't pin you as a professional bowler.
No, I wouldn't pin me as a
Mm.
professional athlete of any kind.
I don't know. There's something for everybody, you know.
Do you use the gutter guards? What are those called?
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
yeah,
rather
the
the
bumpers?
bumpers.
Bumpers.
I would rather, but I don't. If everybody else in my
It's
group
shamed
doesn't
upon.
want them, then
Yeah.
I'm not going
You're
to
like,
make them.
Oh, you didn't want? I didn't want them either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's,
It is kind of a shamed thing to like ask for the bumpers.
I wish they would design it into a way that I could just pull them up myself.
Yeah. Well, then the consequences aren't as dire. You know?
What do you mean?
Like if you like hit a gutter ball, you get 0.
Yeah.
Like high stakes.
Well, yeah, but like I just hate bothering somebody over it. And also, like, I could start the game without gutter balls just to see how I'm feeling.
Oh,
and
get
if I
back into the
suck
groove.
so bad that I need the gutters, then I could just pop them up
You're not
myself.
bowling every weekend?
Not every weekend. I've been really busy lately.
You're gonna take a couple weekends off?
at bowl era.
I've been, hanging out with
Yeah.
you guys.
You
Oh,
could
true.
also get one of those things. It's like the thing that sits right in front of the lane.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just put the ball.
and it
on
rolls
it.
down.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
never actually work though.
Really?
No. I definitely use them.
You don't get as much speed.
I tried to get you to go
Hey.
bowling last weekend, so
That's true. Yeah, we got busy. we had fun.
we did.
Yeah.
The flower shot
Oh,
was
yeah.
just as good.
Yeah, we went to
And-
the refinery.
nice.
Oh my
and did
gosh,
the
they took
flower.
like 3
Bud buttons.
pickle shots.
Shouldn't have been on the flight.
And the next morning, when like Josh and I woke up, he like kissed me good morning,
You
and I
could
was like,
taste it.
"Go brush your
Oh,
teeth."
no.
straight pickle. I was like, yeah. And I don't like pickles. So, like, I guess if you like pickles, it's like a little bit more bearable, but I cannot.
Dude, I could
So I was like,
drink
get away.
like 12 of those and not feel a thing. I don't think.
No, yeah, y'all were drinking on like
like water.
I think
Yeah.
I could not.
the alcohol somehow evaporates out of it.
Something.
Well, it's not the
serve it.
alcohol that I have the issue with. It's the pickle juice. I cannot shoot.
It's got electrolytes in it.
What
Keeps
about
you hydrated.
pepperoncini flavor? They have the pepperoncini one.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing anything
That's a spicy.
pickle. Anything
Okay.
pickle. It's
What
not
about-
happening.
What else do they have?
Ooh,
You can list all
they
of
have
them you
all-
want,
they have all the
but it's
flavors.
a no.
They have
have
licorice?
peach, blueberry, apple,
It's just
pineapple.
Pickle shots? Like peach pickle?
No.
Oh, or just a peach
That's so
shot.
weird. Peach pickle. Pickled peaches? Isn't that like the same thing?
That'd actually be kind of good.
Pickled peaches?
Yeah.
Is that
That's
just the
peaches and pickle
same-
juice.
Is it?
Isn't it just vinegar? You put vinegar.
Oh, is that how?
Or,
is that-
yeah,
is
it's
that
not
the
even pickle
definition of,
juice,
like, how
it's
to pickle
vinegar
something
and-
is like vinegar
I think so.
because it preserves it.
Like when you make one of those 1,000-year-old eggs.
Yeah, I've seen those
The
pickled
Chinese people
eggs
eat?
and stuff.
Yeah.
The purple ones?
I don't
Or just like
maybe.
other ones? I've seen purple ones and I've seen the pickled eggs that are like pickled in something that's purple.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know what that is. It's
And you use
weird.
like beet juice?
Like pickled pig's feet.
Sam's Club.
Who eats
not a
those?
single thing that came out of your mouth sounds like anything I would want to eat.
Who is eating that? Like how are they keeping that on the shelf? Like there's got to be a guy or two
One specific.
that like buy those for them to actually. Although they do have long shelf life, so I wonder what's their turnover. Like how often is Walmart? Who I know they have that.
Mm-hmm.
Like how often are they ordering pickled pig's feet?
Bro, I was in Iceland at the grocery store and they literally had, those freezers that are just from the ground up. So you
Yeah.
go into them like
Yeah.
this, not the wall freezers.
Yeah.
Like a whole row of them of different parts of a fucking pig. Like hooves and shit. Who's
gross.
buying this stuff?
Ooh, when I
That's
worked,
disgusting.
when I was in college, I worked as an event, like a banquet coordinator, or not even coordinator, just like a worker. I took their orders and brought them drinks and cleaned up and set up. But it was in a hotel and it wasn't a part of the event, but we were in the kitchen of the hotel and they had a full dead pig in the kitchen, like huge,
Damn.
on a metal table, dead on its back. And yeah, they cut it up. I didn't see that part, thank God. But yeah. There was a full dead pig on this like kitchen table in this hotel kitchen. I guess it was like a special. It was definitely something
Yeah.
special happening. That's
Like a pig
not the
roast. I
custom.
think that's what they do, right? Pig
Yeah.
roast. They like do they roast the whole pig from
It was
front to back.
horrible.
Yeah,
think so.
I've seen that. I think Janie's family, they do that for like New Year's Eve or something. Like their relatives, they just get a whole pig.
I just don't
roast
even
it.
like. That's fine. I love pig. Like I like pork
But you don't
chops.
wanna
I
see
like
it.
bacon, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah. So you're one of those people that are like, just kill it in the back and serve me whatever.
I think saying I'm one of those people classified as me as like almost everybody,
Everybody. Yeah.
except for like a farmer.
Yeah.
Not me.
No,
Not
not
me.
You're like, I want to see it.
I wanna
show
see
me the
it.
YouTube video.
I want to name it. I want to get to know the pig.
Yeah, so was this like Lucy, Sally?
PETA told me that pigs are emotional and can feel things.
Oh, just
true.
pigs though.
No, a lot of animals.
Oh,
but
okay.
Pigs. We're talking about pigs right now. There was a TikToker. There's a guy who made a TikTok account. I think it's TikTok. Where
I gotta pee, guys.
every TikTok he made, he got a little piglet, right? Some people have the teacup pigs
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
or they just get a baby pig, right?
Yeah.
And they grow it, and they're really cute because they're fun. They like run around, they'll play
Yes.
with you and stuff, right? So he made one. He gave it a name and everything, but the name of it might have even been YouTube, but the name of the TikTok or whatever was, cook the pig after 1,000 or 100 days or something like that.
So he like raised the pig.
So his goal was, he's gonna raise this pig as kind of his pet, and then at the end of the time, he's going to kill it and eat it, right?
What?
And so after the amount of time passed, let's say 100 days doesn't seem that long for a pig, but let's just say 100 days.
Sure.
100 days pass. He makes all these TikToks. He has all these followers. He's gone viral, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he posts. The last video he posts is of him of a dead pig. He cooks it and eats it.
Is it the pig? Like, is it confirmed the same pig that we all
So-
grew attached to on TikTok?
That's what everyone's thinking, right? Because you're like, shit, this is the pig, right?
Oh, okay,
What
okay.
a horrible person.
Yeah.
How could you grow this thing as your pet and then eat it? It's like if you had your dog and then you ate your dog. Right?
Yeah.
A little bit different, but
Yeah.
anyway. So it turns out it was a different pig.
Yeah, and like he was
Yeah.
just like,
So he's like, I just wanted to teach everyone to think about the things you eat to appreciate more the
Yeah.
sacrifice that the animal had.
No, that's actually a really great like sociological experiment to do
Yeah.
on people, because like, why is it okay that I eat this pig but not okay that I eat this pig?
Right. Exactly.
It's still a pig,
Because
and
you knew
it's
the pig. You
just
grew-
because I knew it.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's quite the prank he pulled on
It
everybody.
is quite the prank. Chase, would you
Here,
buy
you
a
tell him
little
the story.
piglet? Yeah.
And then I'll go.
So I won't tell the story again to bore the people, but basically, would you get a little piglet from the farm,
Okay.
grow it up as your own, you play with it, kind of like Thor. He looks kind of like one, right?
Yeah, he's a little piglet.
Yeah.
He's lost a lot of weight though.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good now. I think my cat might be more fat than him now. So you grow it up as your own. Would you then cook it and eat it?
Like slaughter it first.
Yeah,
I think.
or have someone else do it, but then you
You
can.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I guess maybe. Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's better. I guess, like, would you rather have a relationship with your food than not?
Right.
I guess, like, would you rather have the pork not knowing the animal and stuff? And I don't know. Probably not, because we have such great access to like other sources of pork that
Right.
I'd rather just go to the store and buy it there than
Right.
just like slaughter my own and eat it.
Yeah.
Maybe I could sell the meat to somebody else.
Chase says that he would be
Enjoy.
okay with slaughtering the piglet.
And giving it to somebody else. That would be my choice.
After knowing it,
Yeah, be like, here, eat my pig.
would you kill it yourself?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Psychopath.
A little bit. I do think that
Can I
there's.
talk to you behind the
I
bar?
think it's weird, like that you've developed a relationship with something,
Yeah.
anything, and then you're fine with killing it. A farmer
Well-
doesn't develop a relationship with the animals. Like they literally are only out there
Yeah.
to give it the food and then head on home. They
Yeah,
probably
like-
don't even give him a little pat on the head to say good boy.
Wilbur, your time has come.
There's no names. They are not named.
I mean, I think you should kill the animal before it starts to have any like severe health issues because of age. You know, like most like deer and other wildlife animals, like you're supposed to like hunt them before they get eaten by other animals. Like that's the whole like ethical reasons. Like either you kill this like ethically, or it dies of getting eaten alive by coyotes
because
or
chances
other
of it dying of
predators.
just like old age
Yeah.
is
No,
Sure.
not
it's
likely.
it's not very, unless like you're in a protected area where like deer and stuff can like just roam without any higher predators.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but that's not the majority of the meat, though. That's like people who go.
Yeah,
hunt
that's
for the
I'm talking
food.
about wildlife. So like an instance of like a pig, like you would probably want to euthanize it at a certain age before it starts to suffer. Like
That's
kind
like
of
a dog, though.
Like kind of like a dog. Yeah. At that point, I wonder, is like the meat still good?
Probably not.
So is there a certain point where the meat becomes not
I imagine there's a
good
time.
to consume?
There's like the ideal time
Yeah.
to harvest.
Yeah.
You could also
The animal?
just like bury it, kill it, and
You
then
could
bury
you
it.
could bury it,
and
yeah,
then
but then
eat
you're just
the
wasting
plants.
its resources.
Are you? Because then it'll grow mushrooms.
I guess. I don't know. I guess if you're
That's its
wanting, if
poop
the end
that
goal is
does
to get
that.
mushrooms, then there's that. You know. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
really
I
need
don't
the
know.
mushrooms.
Or something.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, so I get it. If you're back in the day when you had most people had a farm, not most people, but somebody like maybe a village did.
Yeah.
They didn't grow the animals specifically to slaughter them X amount of time later. It was like they had animals, they had cows, whatever, and they took resources from those animals, but they treated them well. And then at the end of their life, when they were ready to die, that's
Yeah.
when they would
Mhm.
use them,
Yeah.
use those resources.
Yeah.
Totally get that. Nowadays, you have factories that literally grow animals. Doesn't matter how old they are, what's wrong with them.
Well,
They
there's too many
slaughter them.
people to even wait for them to
That's
die
the-
or get
that's
old.
the problem. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we have
But
a
it's so
problem.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's too many people to let the animals age out and die of like natural causes, and then maybe you can't use their meat at that point. But like, let's say you could. There's too many people to allow for that process to happen, but there's not too many people to allow for whiskey to age for 12 years.
Well, very interesting. Good point.
So there seems to always be a Glenlivet 12, but they had to obviously have aged it for 12 years. How is that possible? It's because they have a cycle going.
I bet there's a bunch of people who are like bootlegging it, or like, yeah, this is a 25 year. It's really like a 6 year. The guy.
If I'm buying it from an actual liquor store and it's labeled as that, it better have been that.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of whiskey, I had the best whiskey I've ever had in Iceland.
Did you bring some back?
Let's
I
hear.
brought some back.
Nice.
I didn't bring it over today. I forgot.
You bastard.
I'm sorry.
Selfish.
Okay, so I'm going around Iceland, right? And they tax alcohol pretty heavily there. I think a lot more than they do here, so it's kind of expensive.
What do you think it is?
The price, the tax?
Yeah, tax.
I don't know, but it's expensive. It's so expensive that people tell you buy your alcohol at the airport before you leave the airport.
Because it's duty free.
Usually you don't buy alcohol at an airport.
It's weird, right? Yeah. So I was like, so we bought some before we went, and then when we go to bars, it's not that expensive relative to the U.S. I mean, you go to a nice bar here and you would pay $15 for a drink easily, right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of places had $15 drinks, but that would kind of be on the lower end if you were just at any random bar. But anyway, so I kept seeing this whiskey. I don't know if it's pronounced like this, but it's like Floki, Floki, like Floki, something like that.
Floki.
And so I kept seeing it, and we went to this bar, and the bottle said that it was smoked with sheep dung. Yeah. And naturally, I'm thinking to myself, I have to try this.
Yeah.
Because the sheep here are fucking cute.
So you want
shit must be cute.
You want to drink whiskey that's been smoked by their feces?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
I literally don't even know how you would do that. You burn feces and let the smoke.
I guess.
Who the hell?
Yeah. They're sustainable as fuck. They're just using like other byproducts to burn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, I got to get this. But here I am thinking this is probably a super popular whiskey around here. I can get it anywhere. So I didn't get it at that bar. I went to like 2 or 3 other places throughout our trip and didn't see it. And then finally we were in Reykjavik, which is their largest city. A couple of days before we were flying out, and I went to this whiskey. There was an actual whiskey bar there, and I'm thinking they have to have it, right?
Yeah.
So $30 later, I have a small shot of whiskey.
Stop for $30 one shot. God.
And so I'm like, well, I got to make this last. And one sip, and I'm like, damn, this is really good. And so I have Sarah try it, and she normally won't drink whiskey.
Yeah.
She hates the taste of it.
Yeah.
She said she'll drink it. She said it was so good.
I want to try this.
Yes.
Please,
it's so
please
good.
don't drink it all
So
before
we're gonna have it.
I get a chance.
So then I'm thinking to myself, I have to bring this home because what are the chances I'm gonna find Icelandic whiskey in a whiskey like in a?
I don't even
store,
think.
right? Probably not.
You could.
So, the liquor stores in Iceland are state run or country run or whatever. So I think some like Utah has that, for instance.
Yeah, Utah does that.
And they're closed on certain days, and so the time period when I had left to buy it ran out, and so I was thinking, I really hope they have this at the airport. So we get to the airport, and they had it at the airport, and so duty free it was like $90 for a bottle of whiskey, which is pretty expensive.
Yeah,
for a bottle of whiskey.
That's
It's like a good.
That's
price.
not like a
good bottle,
or something.
No.
So I got it. Brought it home. Still haven't cracked it open because I'm like, it's so good.
What if it's different because it's the airport one?
Or Jameson, they rebottled it.
I think when you open whiskey, the longer it ages, the better it tastes, right? Because it starts to bring out the flavors.
It depends on the whiskey because normally it's barreled in a whiskey.
Yeah, the barrel
which
is what
gives it color.
Gives it the color and flavor.
So once you bottle it, the aging process stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but was super good, and I looked it up, and you can't get it here. I think there are some, like, I think you can buy it and ship it.
But then good thing you got it at least at the airport.
I know. I thought about that. I was like, I would have never been able to try this unless I either bought it online or went back to...
Next trip to Iceland's probably not planned out just yet.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a little ways.
So this is going to have to last me until the next time I go.
Yeah, no, this isn't your pre-gaming. This isn't your shot drink. This is like...
Nice sip.
a nice bros night, maybe, or even just like a nice de-stress.
You want to unwind. You pour yourself a nice neat glass.
Yes, I love
cheap
that.
whiskey.
Gilmore Girls is the best.
I've heard actually Canada has pretty large taxes on alcohol. It's funny enough, Nashville, which you think is like they're pouring alcohol every single day.
Yeah.
24%.
Taxed on alcohol?
On alcohol.
So
in the city of Nashville.
So that's an extra tax on top of, because doesn't
when you go to the bar and you buy
a $10 drink,
Coors Light, or it's only on alcohol over 5%. So Bud Light not taxed, but like an IPA, it's like 6%.
And liquor is going to get
24%.
taxed.
Yeah,
obviously. So a $10 drink would be what, $12?
Yeah.
You said 24%?
Yeah, 24. So
$12.40.
Yeah.
if they're adding it to
I don't know if that was correct.
It's like a city
Wasn't my
tax.
best.
There's like a state tax, and there's like it's all kinds of taxes like compounded, and it all equals out to like 20%.
That is messed up.
Yeah.
That's
We tax alcohol a lot here. I went to South Africa and you could get a bottle of Jameson super cheap
Yeah.
because the distillers and the breweries, they don't actually sell their stuff for that much. It's not really that expensive.
Right.
But because there's so much tax on top of the price of
There's
it.
like import taxes, national tax,
Yeah.
or federal tax, state tax,
damn.
So-
local county tax.
In the U.S., I think this is just for federal taxes, I guess. Distilled spirits are generally taxed at $13.50 per proof gallon,
Dang.
whatever that means. So
Yeah.
cool.
Per
We
proof
learned.
gallon. Interesting.
proof
13% per gallon. Interesting. Yeah. Worth it.
13% is nothing compared to
Yeah.
24.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like
Oh my God.
tobacco. I
Yeah.
think tobacco's probably even worse.
Tobacco, marijuana is taxed like that. Anything that's like bad for you or like intoxicants, they're like, yeah, put a tax on it. We're gonna
Yeah.
pave some roads, build some schools.
Yeah. And then build a bunch
Because
of
people will be buying that
Yes.
shit.
build a bunch of rehabilitation centers.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause there's always going to be the people who have.
That's actually a
true.
really great idea for like using money for that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do.
I think that's why tobacco is taxed so high, because of the
Oh, really?
cost of the health impacts of it.
That
Okay.
and it's just been lobbied, I think, heavily to tax it more to make it people
Not
like,
wanna buy it?
Yeah, disincentivized or whatever.
Yeah, that's like in. I mean, we do it here to a degree, but in a lot of European countries, they heavily tax gasoline because they don't want people using that like gasoline. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a bad
Yeah,
pollutant.
yeah. Well,
And
I gotta get from point A to point B.
Yeah, or even electricity. They just tax anything that causes a lot of pollution to incentivize people to use less.
Yeah.
No, that's great. No, that is a really good idea. But part of me is like, I need electricity in my
Exactly,
house.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
If I'm paying for it, don't worry
Just
about
make
it.
the alternatives cheaper.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like
that's a great suggestion.
what do they call them? Luxury taxes, right? So it's like the more electricity you use, the more of a luxury it is for you.
Yeah.
Or like the nicer car you buy, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's those kind of taxes.
Taxes. You live, you die, you pay your taxes.
Oh my gosh. Since I got this new job, me and Josh were talking about like what my paycheck will look like after taxes come out. And I like went on this website to like, that just does like a simple, like just put in your salary and we'll
Yeah.
estimate it as best we can. And I mean, obviously I haven't gotten my first paycheck yet, so I don't know what they're going to look like, but like from what this website said, it says they're going to take about $1,000 from me in taxes. And I am sick.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, it
so
sucks.
lame.
Uncle
That's
Sam
so
gets
lame.
his paycheck no matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah.
So much money.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though. I mean, you can't avoid it.
Or tax loopholes exist.
Actually, I was I don't remember I was looking this up, but here in Colorado we have it's like 4.5% or 5% or something like that tax.
Yeah.
But I think it's a
tax.
progressive tax, so it's like the more money you're making, the higher percentage you'll pay. So only the top earners will pay the most amount on the tax, but then lower earners will pay a little bit less. So Governor Polis, who is our governor, who just got married, actually.
Yeah, I
last
heard
week,
that.
or the
Yeah.
week before.
Officially married.
Yeah.
First governor to be
Whoop, whoop.
gay, right? First gay governor. Be married.
I don't
To
know.
be married, yeah.
I don't know if he's the first. At least for
no?
Colorado.
He's the first
probably.
to be married. He's the first sitting
Married governor.
governor to be married.
Interesting, yeah.
Anyway, he is in favor of eliminating the state tax.
Oh,
Did you guys
that'd
know
be
that?
Let's
great.
get like
Is he?
Texas. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
But everyone says it'll never happen because
It'll
of
never
the other
happen, yeah.
the other Democrat leaders in the.
They're not gonna
state.
like cut the budget. They need to find that. They're gonna
Yeah.
find the money somewhere else for
Exactly.
sure. Before
That's
they
what.
do that.
Well, that's what he says. He says there's other things we can tax
Yeah.
to get rid of income. He said you shouldn't be taxed for working hard. You should be taxed for
Thank you.
other things.
Finally,
I always
somebody
thought
gets me.
when I was younger than I am now, but old enough to understand that people get taxed out of their paychecks or whatever. I always thought that if you were like, let's say you're like lower class, you got taxed a good amount, but middle class got taxed the most, and then once you got out of that bracket and you kind of were at upper class, you kind of got taxed a little bit less again.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I thought it worked, because I thought that was the incentive to like get into that next tax bracket, was that if you certainly like hit this,
yeah.
if you pass this threshold, you suddenly get taxed less because you made it.
So
but
it's like-
I remember when I told my dad that, he was like, I'd vote for you any day.
Sometimes it does work that way because
Yeah.
often the people who have enough money to pay a good accountants and stuff will get into tax loopholes and
Yeah.
write-offs
how I
and
always thought it
stuff, So
worked.
then they end up actually not paying a lot of
Or
money.
if you just don't have an income and instead you have investments like real estate and so on, so
Yeah.
you get money that way, you're usually paying a lower tax because it's not like income. I think
like
is the
passive
most
income,
taxed
yeah.
besides capital gains. I think.
Yeah, capital gains is
But-
like 30% or something like
Yeah.
that.
But income is usually the most taxed thing. So like Mark Zuckerberg, who has $1 salary,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
tax on his
Yeah.
dollar that he
Bezos.
makes, and then
Yeah.
he pays tons of taxes, of course.
Yeah.
But
Business ones.
but much less percentage of his real income.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for you or me, if we make X amount of money, that is the money we are going to use for our living.
Mm-hmm.
He makes $1 billion in a year, and he only needs 100,000 of it to actually.
Well, his
live.
salary is like $1, but then he
Yeah.
bonuses him out at like
Yeah.
300%.
Yeah.
So he
Stock
ends up getting his
options,
bonus is what makes
Yeah.
him ends meet for
And
the
then he
year.
can sell his
Ends meet.
sell his stock. You'll have to pay capital unless he like moves to Puerto Rico. Or something.
Yeah.
He
I
has-
think if you hold it for a certain amount of time, then you can sell it later on. and
Oh
stuff
really?
like that, yeah.
Yeah. There's rules. There's rules put in by rich people for rich people to not have to pay taxes.
To benefit off.
That's the big secret.
Yeah.
Everybody should know.
So maybe
Yeah.
I was kind of right.
Good job. You just let out the secret.
Oh no! Get out
Edit
there,
it out.
folks.
Edit it out.
You heard it here, folks.
So I was listening to this thing where so this is just gonna sound like weird to start, but so you can have an IRA,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you can only put a Roth IRA. You can only put so much money into it.
Right.
So after you make a certain amount of money, you actually can't put money into it or something like that, right?
Yeah.
There's some limitation to it. Basically say like for people who don't make $1 million a year, this is a good way for them to save a little bit of money for retirement tax wise.
Right.
These different
Like post tax.
yeah, these different incentives it has. So if you make a certain amount of money beyond that, you can't put into it and get those same incentives. But if you put the money into something called a traditional IRA and then roll that into the other one,
Yeah.
then you can.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that like Biden's administration is like, we're going to close that loophole, right? And we're going
For
to
the middle class.
no, for the rich people.
Oh, for the
not
rich people.
yeah. So he's like,
Fuck off.
yeah. So he's like, we're going to close that loophole. But then apparently the government makes money when people do that rollover,
really?
right?
So-
So they're like there's less incentive for them to actually close the
Do it,
loophole.
yeah.
So they're not going to close the loophole.
Probably not.
So it's
Yeah.
shit like that where the other thing is you always when the government's talking about taxing things, they always have to be careful because it's like there's a lot of tax loophole, like what we call loopholes that are used to stimulate business in America to make us more competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems unfair to people, and maybe it is unfair, but maybe there's not a better alternative to it. So it makes our country more competitive, which makes everyone's salaries
market,
potentially
yeah.
higher compared to
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But then you have those things. So, so weird,
I don't know.
Yeah.
complicated. But there are
Sounds like
some
you.
people.
It sounds like you took like some super PAC money to lobby against closing tax loopholes over here, bud.
I will make America great again.
Yeah.
No, but there are some people who just completely abuse it. Like people who report their income as like much lower than it should be.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're someone, I mean, the average person who makes a lot of money, you should be reporting and saying like, this is how much of the income I make from my businesses. Some people report much lower amount than they actually really need.
The cook in the books.
Yeah. Those are the kind of people that even if you close those loopholes, it's not going to make a big deal.
Yeah.
But those people, it's like, come on, just be fair.
Yeah, be fair.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
It would be. But, sadly, that's not how the world works.
Yeah, screw it.
No.
Screw it. I think we just did like 2 hours, guys.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is
almost
1 o'clock.
Stop.
Boom.
Shit.
Yeah, we gotta jet out of here soon, huh?
Yeah, we got game time.
Yeah, we got game time.
Game time.
Well, thanks for being on, Maddie. It was really a pleasure
God.
talking to you. We'll have you on
Thanks for
again
asking
soon.
me. I feel so cool.
It's season 2. Anything can happen.
Is it season 2,
It's
episode
season
1?
2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay, fine. I thought I was special because I was on your Instagram page last night and I saw that you had posted the season finale for season 1, but not season 2, episode 1. So I was like, oh, am I season 2, episode 1? But it's okay because I like season 2, episode 2, the 2-2.
The 2-2, they're even numbers. It's symmetrical.
Thank you. I agree.
It's all going to look nice aesthetically. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
This has been fun. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all had
Thanks.
a great operation here.
We'll be back for episode 3 soon. But until then, adios. Farewell.